Listeners and those watching when the live stream starts to a very, very, very windy Richmond Crescent, where the broadcast game today in the GDFL match of the round is top of the ladder Thomson taking on East Geelong, who is second. Commentary team is expanded by one today. We've got Bailey Ward in for his first... Bailey Wall, sorry, in for his first...
You?
Yeah, oh, don't start, Grubby, already.
First up, Smitty's done it.
Yeah, I have. Bailey Wall, I've already got the names wrong. And Richard, joining with Grubby Cations and, of course, the three-time Geelong Reserves Premiership player Dale Smith is the head of the commentary team. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Spider. Nice to be here today. As I said, no rain, but plenty of wind. So I imagine that this far side of the ground will get a fair bit of play. But hopefully by the day's end, it'll just die away and we can get a nice finish to the day.
I'd love to. I'll be bowling from this end, mate. Be hitting into this breeze. It'd be, it'd be great. Hello, Grubby. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm pretty good, mate. I've had a pretty tough week. I've been a bit crook this week with a cold, but, you know, tough as nails. Fight my way through it. And I'm here today.
Cooking a barbecue for the boss this morning, I see. It's been instead of working.
Well, the funny thing was, we had one yesterday. Didn't have much left. We only had about 4 or 5 hamburgers and 7 sausages.
So you ate them all?
Well, nobody seemed to want it, so I ate the lot. Ate the lot.
Bailey, welcome
Bread's still
aboard.
fresh.
Well, good afternoon, mate. You got my name wrong first up.
I did.
So
It was a good
you've
start.
started well.
Don't worry, mate. It only gets worse from
Yeah,
here.
it's going to be one of them days, I reckon.
Yes, it will. Welcome aboard, mate. So looking forward to hearing your input as the day goes on.
Thank you very much, mate. Good to be here.
Now, lads, I think we said it this morning. We probably said it last week or week before last. This is probably the best round of GDFL football that we've seen in quite a long time. Every game is a live game.
Yes. Yeah, right there, Spider.
I'm trying to get something out of Grubby.
One plays 2, there's 3 play 4.
3 plays 5.
3 plays 5, 4 plays 6.
4 plays 6.
7 plays 8, and 9 and 10.
And 11 and 12.
There you go. You're right. That's you couldn't get anything better, could you?
It's not,
you wouldn't have scripted it.
No, I think Neville did.
This many rounds in, he's done an extremely good job, I can tell you.
He's pretty clever now.
Because we were always looking to go for a good game of footy. We could have gone to 3 or 4 today and been equally satisfied, I reckon.
I'm actually glad we didn't go to Belpo still, mate, because you can't see it here. This Belpo is another 15 metres wider, mate. There'll be a lot.
I got a phone call from the great Shane Gondel this morning. He was already at the ground. That was before I even left home this morning. So
there's not much of
what
Shane,
time
mate.
was that?
About 11:30.
Was he
quarter to
sober?
12. I hadn't asked him at this stage, but what do you think?
There's not much of Shane, mate. He'll get blown. He'll have to stand in front of the club and get blown away otherwise.
Well, I think he's tied himself to his front of his vehicle.
Front of the ute.
Yeah, got the strap on.
he's got the tie downs on to keep him steady. I wonder if his old mate Mick Filett's back yet. He's enjoying
don't
himself
think
over.
so. Actually, young Gilbert rang me this morning, text me this morning to find out what game we're doing. So I think he was going to hopefully stay at home. But now that we're not doing the Inverleague game, he might have to venture in again. So young Gilbert.
No, he'll stay at home, mate. He'll have the kids. Leanne will be out at work or something like that. So Gilbert will be doing something. Well, we can run through and have a look. There's a bit of time, so we can run through and have a look at a couple of these games.
Well, before we do, I've got a couple of
Okay.
things
What
to say.
do you got for us, mate?
Well, for a lot of years now, we've had an avid listener that listens to us every week. He loves us. He loves the footy. Bert Krause. He ran into a mate of mine during the week and knew all about us. He loves the footy. So, Bertie, I know you're listening, mate, and you're an absolute world champion, and thanks for listening us. You're, as I say, one of our avid listeners, probably one of our only listeners. But, Bertie, have a great day, mate. Listen to us all day and have a good day. What else did I have?
Oh, no idea.
Didn't tell you.
You said you had something.
Had a couple.
Oh, I tell you what, how could I forget that?
What's that?
What a feat. 600 games of football. Mark Stewart. And not just rubbish games of football. He's a Matheson medalist. He's a Whitley medalist. One of the great players
South Australia
that we've ever had here, and in the GFL as well. Mark Stewart, 600 games. He's gone back to help Corai. I don't know whether he's in the ones today. He might be in the twos. I'm not sure.
Would have thought so.
But it doesn't matter because he's gone there now to help the ruckman, to help the club. He's done that over the last couple of years. But 600 games of magnificent football. Congratulations, Mark Stewart. You are a champion.
Yeah, he's definitely not named in the ones, mate. So, yeah, he has. Interesting to read his article. It was in the paper yesterday where he said, he's still looking to continue on.
Yeah, well, as long as you can, you can.
As long as he's enjoying it, mate. That's the main thing. He's obviously doing that because, as I said, when you get past a certain stage, the body keeps telling you no, but the head says, I still want to go. And obviously his body's still going all right. So
doesn't
still do it. I'd be doing it myself. Sid Jones still does it. I know it's just round the out of the Crocs. But still, to be playing footy at his level, he'd probably still get a go at North Geelong first. We've said that
Well,
week in, week out.
Scotty Cowie's older than Sid, and he's still running around.
Yeah, but Scotty Cowie doesn't get a kick.
Hello, Mitch. Scotty.
Oh, no.
Hey, yeah, but you're right. No, but I think you know when time's up. But he's doing. I know that one of them. Cryo played Lorne in a practice match, and Lorne were really struggling. So Stewie got a clearance the next day and went down and played for Lorne that year.
Help him out.
Help him out.
Yeah.
They had no players. He said, "Well, we've got 80 odd players. I'm going to go down and play. I'm going to go play at Lorne."
I can't believe this. I can't believe you're in for a real great day, and then Mitchell turns up.
Well, I'm going to get 16 cents to have now, Steve.
Well,
Well, drop a couple back this way.
Yeah,
Mitch.
bring some over, Mitch.
I had him for an hour this morning, so it was a good show this morning, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, we shone.
We shone. We did shine. Yeah, well, that's right. That's right. And he didn't annoy us either. He's too busy cooking the barbecue.
No, I can't get reception in there.
No, good.
Get your feet out of that bloke's bum. Any chance of that?
Sorry, listeners. You're going to get one after the conversation here. Mitch is getting stuck into grubby.
You sent a photo cooking the barbecue.
He did, yeah.
Your feet were sticking out of the boss's bum.
Why is? Who do you reckon I was cooking it for? I ate the lot, so don't worry about that.
Poor old Bailey's got no idea what he's walked into here.
I know. Huh?
Bloody was with his
It don't get much worse,
And he was
mate.
better than the three he's put together.
Well, we set a low bar here, Bailey, so, anything goes on. See you, Mitch. No, he's going all right. He's going all
I
right,
haven't
mate.
seen him get a kick yet.
Yeah, I've seen him
alright.
have one. He wasn't a very good kick. Mitch.
Yeah, well,
Don't think he'll make it.
don't think he'll make it. He's got 4 points, money playing the twos the rest of the year. Anyway, anything else, Grub?
Yeah, there was, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he will. He'll remember it.
Yeah, I know.
He'll remember it as we go through. It'll be something that'll spark him.
It'll be 5 minutes into the first quarter, and you'll go, hang on, I know what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Cheers, a Cheerio, but don't you? That one they met. Yeah, I had the first one.
Well, Birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Phyllis?
Right.
So Robert, give her another shout out this morning. Anyway, all right. Let's. You got anything for us, Dale? Or
No, you just keep going, Spider. Here's the first game we're going to look at.
the first game we'll look at is one of the clubs you've coached, Banno versus Winch out at Banno. Past Players Day out there, mate. If you weren't calling the footy, you'd be at Past Players Day every week.
Well, I might go there on the way home, depending how I feel at the end of the day, mate.
You
We
will
might just-
not. You will not
No,
go there, I promise you.
You're probably right.
No, you won't go. We'll go straight home.
It's round the
Well, it's
corner.
pretty comfortable. It's 5 o'clock at night. You think tea, couch.
Yeah.
I don't know what the footy game is on television tonight, but
Richmond St Kilda.
Yeah,
Chris
well, there you
Doon
go.
will be there going, geez, I hope he goes. I hope he
Cochin's-
goes. And then you
Cochin's
walk in the
300.
door and she says, oh, no.
So she's going to go down, is she?
Nah, she won't go down either, mate. She stay away.
All right, Banno versus Winch.
Should be a good game of football, hopefully. I just hope Winchelsea can show something that they haven't shown for most of the year against the quality side. And if they can do that, I think it'll take it right up to Bannockburn out there today. Bannockburn are going all right. As I said, their kids had that little good win before the break. It was only Yannicky, but having said that, gives them that little bit of a break and freshens them up and gets them going for the second half of the year. The good thing is, I suppose, is now we haven't had the rain and the wind and all that sort of stuff in a lot of games. So the grounds have been good, so they'll be able to run on top of the ground. So Winch just need to get their good players playing well. As I said, they need to be getting Brown back in their side. I don't get any side, so I can't.
He was
tell
supposed
you.
to be close.
He was
He
close
is.
before
He
the
is.
break,
He's
so he's
back
got to
in.
be. He's got to be back in this week, I think.
He's got the sides up. He's back in, is he?
So he's one bloke that can play an important part for Winchelsea if they're going to make any sort of charge to making the top 5. Because from what I've seen so far, I think they are a little bit below the top 5. And this will be the first step that they need to take. Unfortunately, at Bannockburn, I just think Bannockburn might be just a little bit too good at home. That's the only thing.
Grub?
Look, I've said for a while that Winchelsea may be one of the sides that are going to be a little bit better in the second half of the year, but you just stole me thunder and hit the nail on the head, Smith. It's got to start today if that's going to happen. Otherwise, they're going to have to come from too far back. I think Butch will be a little bit disappointed in the way they've played, and I think they'll be disappointed in the way they played. They've got a few recruits who have just started to take a little bit too long to actually get into the swing of things, and I think they will, but by crikey, they'll have to do it pretty quick. It's at Bannockburn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at Banno, mate.
Yeah, look, they got pretty well beat last week at home by Thomson, and that's a real big worry. I know Thomson are a good side, but if they're about to turn the corner, I think they should have been a bit closer, and they weren't. I don't think they can beat Bannockburn at Bannockburn.
Well, if Butcher's not going too well at half time, he might just give their hand over the reins and go into
Go
the
to the
past
past
players.
players. Well, he's one of their greats.
Well, he might just do that because he might be wasting his time standing on the boundary line for the second half. But
I reckon that's why they've done it, Dale. So
yeah, well,
he can walk in.
Well, maybe that's the thing that's just giving the option at half time spot. If you don't want to go in, we've always got a cold one for you down the road. But like Aaron Cook has been good the times we've seen him play. Stevenson, we know, can play a bit of good footy. Brenton Reese, as I said, the day we saw them over at Winch that day against Geelong West, I would, as I said, I wouldn't only give him the 3 votes just because he was so clean. It hardly made a mistake all day, where everyone else couldn't take a mark, couldn't mark a ball, couldn't do the bases in football. So those type of players don't just have to be good; they have to be exceptional and get involved in the game of football. So, as I said, Brown back inside. I've already mentioned it. He is a key. If he can get up forward and he can actually, Grubby probably didn't mention it, but they don't seem to come forward with the forward line structure, so let's hope that's been worked on as well. And if they can improve that and give them some options down forward with 1 or 2 more marking options, then they could go okay.
I think Grubby mentioned it that day we called them. You can't have the ball kicked down to a 6-on-2, and that's what was happening.
Yeah. Lucky he stayed in the box that day and didn't go and give some advice that day. But Bob Butch wasn't too far away that day to win.
He could probably hear what Grubby was saying.
What are you doing, Butch?
Well, that's right.
Yeah, we're right.
They're very unprofessional.
Wow, imagine you saying that. Bailey, you got something for us in this one, mate? You done your research?
In their Bannockburn Winch game?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think from looking at Winch this year that they're improved a lot. Obviously, everyone's seen that. So, I still think Bannockburn are going to get the win, though. But it could be an interesting game. If Winch really take it up to them, they might make a game out of it.
Yep. Yeah, well, and of course you got the other bloke that you gave a rocket to, then he wandered out the next week and kicked 16, didn't he? Lee Ellis.
Yeah. And I think he's on the improvement. And
the opposition wasn't great.
No, but he still kicked 16.
Well, you had that conversation. Who else has kicked 16 in the game in this box?
Well, not many.
Oh, well, doesn't matter who the opposition are.
No, I reckon I kicked 16 in 1983, you were talking about one game?
Yeah, one game, mate, one game.
One other point I'll have to make is I do think that in Winchelsea may have a Neville Whitley contender, and that is Tavao Sawney. He's played very, very well every time I've seen him.
Have you got his picture on the wall at your place?
Right.
Love the boy, don't you?
No, well, I do, because he's a good player. You got to love good players, but at the moment, if you're picking best players out of a particular side, then he's the one, I would think. What, am I wrong, am I?
I didn't say you were.
Does his brother Ricky still go around somewhere, or is he just retired?
No, I don't know what he's doing.
They weren't both. When I coached the juniors over there, those two boys were both good footballers. So
I don't know where he is, mate. To be brutally honest, maybe we can ask him next time we go out there.
Next time we will. We'll ask that question.
All right, we'll wander out to West Oval today. We got the Geelong West Giants taking on Werribee Centrals.
Past Players Day there at West too, I think today.
It's Past Players Day everywhere. Corio, Bannockburn, West.
Oh, I reckon there's a bloke out there playing his 300th.
There is.
Is it Andrew Smith?
Andrew Smith, yes, for West.
Yep.
He is playing game 300 today.
That's
that
another mighty effort.
Huge.
What was the other one you were thinking about? No, before?
No,
probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No, the other one I was thinking of comes up in the Thomson game. So we'll wait till that.
Well, who wins this one, Grub?
Tell you what, Werribee haven't won at West for many a long day. They've always struggled with West, and I tell you, when you have a look at people not liking each other, they don't like each other, these two sides, and I can tell you that. And it's been going back for a fair while. I would have thought a couple of weeks ago I would have probably tipped Werribee reasonably well after they defeated East Geelong. But West have improved a little bit. They've put a couple together. They've got who I believe is as good as any forward in the comp, Blake Dye. Comes back and kicks 7 first up. I reckon either I overrate him or other people underrate him. But I reckon he's one of the best players in the comp. Werribee up 1 week. They didn't play too bad in 2 of the quarters we watched them, and they got absolutely slaughtered in the other 2. So it depends on which Werribee comes today. I know they've got a reasonably solid in. I had a good look at the side. I think young McDonald's back in from that day, and Tyler Crennan's back in too. So, yeah, I don't know. To be quite honest, at West, I nearly have to go for West. The way we just don't win there.
Fair enough. Dale?
Yeah, look, again, 2 sides that the consistency at levels on both are pretty hard to keep track of. I speak as a couple of the West boys come through work every now and then, and they're probably disappointed themselves in where they've got themselves at the present time. They think they've got a better side or a better list together to play, but they have been missing those key forwards. They get them back, as Grubb says today. I'm probably leaning towards West only because it is there, but again, Tyler Crennan hasn't been. Oh, I don't think the couple of times we've seen. I think he's played either game, so he's a big in
He
for
played
them.
against Belpost Hill.
Did he? Oh, okay. Well,
They tagged him.
They mustn't have much of an input because can't remember calling him that often.
They kept
And
jumping in front of him like
Yeah.
they do to Cripps.
Oh, and McDonald just said he was, so
He kicked
there's a
the
couple of
goals.
important ins there for them. Again, I'm going to stay with West only because it's home Spider, but that's the only reason, I think.
Bailey.
Well, they're in interesting spots on the ladder, Spider. They're both 6 and 7. So I might have to go for Werribee and just see how they go down there at West for a big day for Smithy.
Fair enough. All right, up to the beautiful ground. There'll be a gentle zephyr blowing across up there today. It'll be a perfect day for flying kites at Belpost still today. Inverleigh very much on the improve, although they did just fall over the line against Belmont, but Belmont did beat Belpost still. I was talking to Buck and Chrissy Moore and Webby on Tuesday night. They were picking the sides Tuesday night, and they're reasonably comfortable where they're at, but a massive challenge at Miles Reserve from today.
Have they got their? They haven't got their big group still in, though, have they? There's still a few guys missing from that side.
Yeah, well, Jack Follett overseas.
Yep.
Just got himself engaged too, by the way. So he's overseas. So he's not back for another 4 weeks.
Well, he's got engaged. It might be ruined for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's his career.
The
finish.
rest of his life. Don't do it, son. I tell you.
Yeah. Anyway, Inverleigh and Belpost still at the hill. How do we look?
Well, I tell you what. First, this kites business. I think he's as high as one. Kites business, unbelievable. What would you fly kites when there's footy being played?
Probably more exciting.
Where's the kite?
No, I was talking
They'll
about
be up
Belpost
there
Hill.
at Belpost Hill flying kites.
Oh,
Hey, will be.
Holy. This will be a good game. Inverleigh have turned the corner. They have turned the corner, and then they went out and didn't play that well the following week. But they've got to play their best up there at Belpost Hill. I've got no doubt. I'd have no worries in picking them Inverleigh, out at Inverleigh. But up in the hill, they're just that little bit harder to beat. And their form against East, the last game we saw, was really, really good. It wasn't great against Werribee, but they've picked up and they're back in tune. I think they're back to second on the ladder. They'll want to keep that spot. And I'm going to go for Belpost Hill for the same reason you went for West, because it's up at the hill.
yeah. I just don't think Inverleigh have got their best side back in yet. No,
No.
I don't know whether they are playing their best football. As I said, Casey Meehan for me a couple of weeks back played probably the best game of footy I've seen him play in a long, long time. They still need some options down forward. Now I know we often speak about Donoghue going backwards and forwards. His value for me is obviously back. I think he threw himself against Belmont late into the last quarter, and I think he kicked the last 3 goals of the game, which actually got Inverleigh over the line. So his value is pretty good at either end of the ground, but as I said, for me, he's still that bloke that can deliver the ball into the forward line. They just need their next pair of players, and again, the bloke that did his hamstring a couple of weeks back that used to play at Bell Park.
He's going through the side.
Yeah, no, I just can't think. He's a key because they need to get him back into their side and their defence, because Belpost Hill, just through obviously the Costellos, the Bartons, they have up forward. They've just got a few too many running options this afternoon. I just think Belpost Hill at home. Again, it's not past players' days. We've already had that.
2 weeks ago.
So that was all right. I think Belpost
free lunch out of
Hill.
it?
They steamed. They set up well in defence. They've got a couple of good younger blokes in there that can actually run and carry the ball. So I think they will win the game of footy. And I don't think it'll be a great margin, but I think they're going to be too good for Inverleigh out there this afternoon.
Billy Cation's back in.
Yeah, well, he's been playing in the seconds, and then he got injured and got out.
He didn't play the day we were out there.
He pulled out late.
Yep.
So I don't know whether he was playing seconds or seniors that day. I think he was supposed to play seconds that day and pulled out injured. But when you talk about their forward line, they have got a good kid in Mason Dixon. I think he's going to be a really, really good player. And the day we saw them, Maisie kicked goals.
Yeah, well, he played well that day. We saw him as
Yeah,
well.
and I'm not sure, and I'm not having a go at Maisie, I'm not sure he can do that every week. But when he does, it makes their forward line look a lot better. I think Dalton Grunnell probably hasn't quite reached his best since he's come back from injury. So that's yet to come. Casey Meehan, as you said, he played great against Werribee, a mongrel. But still hasn't probably put together a continuous good run of form. So but I think all that will come. I reckon not just yet.
Bailey.
Yeah, well, it could have been a game that we probably could have done today.
You haven't been at Belpost Hill, have you, mate? You don't do it on days
Oh,
like today.
not at Belpost Hill, but talking about the two teams.
Yeah.
But obviously Belpost Hill, they never go away, do they, Spider? They're a fantastic club, as you very well know. They've got Donoghue up forward for Inverleigh. and they got forward for Balpo Steel, so they're in the top 4 of the leading goal kickers for the year. So they're going to be, if they get it to either of them, it could be an interesting game. But obviously Balpo Steel sitting second. I would say that they will take the chocolates.
Yeah, look, they are an interesting side up there at the hill. We've seen them a couple of weeks ago. They were very, very good. And they probably should have won by more, but, people say East had a few out, which they did. Yeah. But you can only beat what's put on the park, and they were very good that day.
Well, when we saw them, when they played Werribee, did you think about round 9 or 10 they'd be second on the ladder after that performance?
No, I didn't see him that day. I was at a wedding. You were sending me the scores, mate. But no, I wouldn't have thought so.
You either, Smithy, would you, the way they played that day? I know they had a few out, Balpo Steel, that day.
Yeah, no, it's disappointing.
But they didn't play well, did they?
No.
And still probably could have won the game.
Yeah, well, they kicking just let them down that day.
4-15 or something,
yeah,
didn't they?
that was really
5-14.
Well, as I said, the conditions were perfect, Spy. That's what the problem was.
That's what threw them out, yeah.
They've got their perfect conditions up there, wind and everything today.
Yeah, but what worried
used to the wind.
What worried me that day, all right, if they kick straight, they probably win. If the game goes a bit longer, they probably win. But for the first pretty much 3 quarters,
neither happened.
They got dominated around the ground as well.
Yep.
Whether Werribee played above themselves like against North Geelong, maybe, I don't know, but they just weren't the Balpo Steel. I would never have picked them for second, and that's why it's great to see these clubs. They get together, they get players back, and they get back to where they should belong, up at second.
So is Hussey back in the side today? Because
yes.
he doesn't seem to be able to put a lot of games continuous together.
He's in.
He needs to be able to do that. As I said, Paddy Burke, I don't think he's still back in because he's another bloke that is a regular option for them up forward. It will kick them 2 or 3.
Yep.
We said Nathan Mays, probably for me, was one of the better games he played the last time we saw them because he was able to get up the ground and be of assistance further up rather than just kick goals. He was actually that link player which they needed back through the middle. The other bloke that played all right against Bannockburn today was Warren, played at centre half forward. Now, I don't know whether he's back in the side yet. Or
I've seen him names, yeah.
So there's a lot of blokes there that, we haven't sort of spoken about that are really important, I think, to Inverleigh and the way they go forward from this point on. Balpo Steel, as we said, Spider, the Costellos, Dill Whitney, until he got a little bit of a knock before half-time last week, was probably near best on ground.
Yep.
You add in there Bo Collins, Yates, Basely, those sort of blokes. And the 2 younger blokes, Josh Andrews and the other one, Zane Jones. They're the blokes I like that can actually run and carry the ball. They got a good ped, good mark, and they do use the ball pretty well. So, look, 2 sides at their very, very best would be a great contest. I just think Balpo still probably got a few more regular players in than what Inverleigh would like to have, and I think for that point, I reckon Balpo still win.
Well, Mose has been named on the wing and Warren on the half forward.
No,
Mason Dixon's been named at centre half forward.
They're starting to get a few of those blokes back, so that's a bonus to them, but I still think they're 2 or 3 short from where they really need to be. Tyquin's still not playing, is he, or not?
I'm not sure whether he will with Auswide Oval because you just don't know when they come back.
Yeah, well, that's like Blake Dyer. That's what his big problem was, but he obviously got through his. But that's the first time he may have had it. I think young Ticker had the same problem last year or the year before.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, he comes back as a midfielder.
Yep.
So he's not going to be match fit or anything like that.
Yep.
I mean, he's a kid that you probably wouldn't come back through the seconds, but they might be forced
You'd have to.
If he hasn't played at all, hardly, or at all, has he?
No, he hasn't played it. No,
not this year, I don't think.
So
he'd have to.
If he comes back at round 12 or 13, you probably can't afford to put him into ones, even though he's good enough. But the other thing with Blake Dyer is, he's a full forward. All those lazy full forwards, they can stand in a goal square spot.
Absolutely.
You can't run around in the midfield like Tyke with osteitis pubis, so he's a worry.
If I went to the midfield, mate, I need a cut, lunch and a compass to get back.
Well, there you go. But he is a worry because he's as good as any player in the comp, Matty.
Yeah, he is. And you're talking about players, they're influential players. It's not just a peripheral player who's missing. It's their absolute, their guns that Inverleigh is still missing.
And just in case he's listening, his old man Ticker was the greatest footballer in the world. There you go.
Was that written and authorised by Wayne? All right, out to Foot Trot Flats, lads. Anarchy versus North Geelong.
Yeah, battle at the bottom of the ladder out there. I really think that if North Geelong lose, Boothie could be up for the sacking. What do you reckon, Dale?
You can't say that.
Well, Anarchy, they're really struggling. They're really struggling, and they're struggling for numbers. They've got the club rooms. They've got the whole community around them, but just don't know how they're going to go today against North Geelong. It's an interesting game.
He's just running hip. There you go, Grub. It's not just you. What do you got for us, Richard?
Not much after that.
No. Not a lot now. I've got to be very careful.
I thought I'd give him a chance to just gloss over it and move through.
Yeah.
I just can't understand. After the first game of the year against Thomson, they went down by 4 or 5 goals. I know they had the wind, obviously, 2 of the quarters, but they actually played some reasonable footy that day. And I just didn't think they'd slump to 0-9 or whatever they are.
0-8, I think, is round 9 today.
Well, we'll go 1-8 today because I'm pretty sure they'll still have enough to beat Anarchy. But what Anarchy have got to do, there's not a lot of sides left in the competition where they can really bust their guts and do everything they possibly can to remain competitive. But North Geelong at this stage, who haven't won a game either, are one of them. Now, and Anarchy have just got a pile on the pressure. Obviously, where's this at Anarchy?
At Anarchy, mate.
So obviously the wind will be blowing down one end there. Win the toss, kick with the wind, Anarchy. Bang them through and kick as many as you can, then put everyone on the back line in the second quarter.
Surely the new pavilion would stop the wind, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know, but nothing stops it out there. But as I say, then go defensive. You've got to try something different. You can't just run out in the park and say, oh, we'll play against this mob because they'll beat you. Get the win, kick a few goals, and then just flood the back line and make it the worst game you've ever seen football. But give yourself a chance, not just to be competitive and maybe even to win. But I will go for North. I think players like Mitch and Bibb are playing pretty well. Look, the ruckman, he's a good kid. Young Davis, he's a very good kid. I just think they've got enough to beat Anarchy out there.
Well, I did note that the Sluggets are back in. They put a couple of footballers back in Anarchy this week, actually genuine footballers. So
Now we're talking Slugger, he'd be getting better age past 45, wouldn't he? Jeremy.
He would be.
Jeremy.
Well, that's what they're saying. I hadn't even looked at the side
Well,
yet. So.
again, if he's still playing footy, I admire the blokes who are still going around and try and get a kick at this level of footy. It doesn't matter what level of footy. If you're still body capable, get out there and do it. And if he's out there trying to help the club, which is obviously another bonus for it.
Just look at the side, he's not in it, so I don't know what the hell Shane Payne was on about this morning.
Oh, well, he must have been looking at the wrong thing too.
Yeah, but what side are you looking at?
Maybe he's reminiscing.
Anarchy's.
Don't worry about it. Don't even look at it.
Anyway.
All the sides we look at, then we get a team sheet and there's 5 different. You don't know. Any side you see published, don't even worry about it because it's not right.
Well,
None of them are
I
right.
wrote the sides out this morning, mate, and exactly the same as on the team sheets now. So they were right.
Well, they can be the same. They can be, but very rarely they are.
What are you saying? It's the
I see
Essendon flu.
I see the side that Werribee Central's put up on the computer, but then I see the ones on their own website, and it's different.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it to us.
It's very hard to tell. But even if he is playing Jeremy, he's been a pretty good player. He'd have to sit in the forward line when they got the win, and then give him a rest in the second quarter against it. Just little things like that. You've got to think about your football. You know, it might be something out of left field or out of the box, but they've got to do something out of the box to be able to be competitive and then win. And hopefully they'll come up with something special today and make it a great game. But I still think North Geelong might have them.
Well, the reserves here, Thomson 4-2-26 have defeated East Geelong 3-5-23 with a point kicked right on the siren by East Geelong. There you go. This will be the first game they've lost in a while.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks since Werribee's twos beat them.
Yeah, beat them easy.
Yeah, of course. But apart from that, that's 2 they've lost in a couple of years.
Before that's about 27 games or something.
Yeah, something like.
But it tells you with people out of their seniors, they've got to lose some of their better seconds players to go up there.
Well, they smacked Belpost still 2 weeks ago in the twos.
Yeah, but Belpost still are unbelievable. Belpost still beat Werribee, Central's up there, and then the next week they run out of side with all fat blokes and blokes that haven't played. So obviously they've got blokes missing as well because
I didn't get a phone call.
well maybe you're not quite fat enough, but
Maybe I'm too fat.
but their seconds go from. I was going to say, no, you can't. Sugar to chocolate.
Chocolate to board lollies.
Yeah.
That's what you were going to say?
No, it wasn't.
I know what you were going to say.
But, it's very hard to tell. But East Geelong have been pretty good all the way along. But how Werribee seconds beat them? I will never.
All right,
ever
well, we've finished with the Anarchy North game, have we? We're done with that now?
No, I haven't.
I didn't think you'd had a word yet, Dale.
No, I reckon, for me, Geelong got too many players that can actually get a ball, know what to do with. Jules won, Corey Elmer's won, Blake Miller's obviously had a bit of a quieter type season. He kicked 5, I think, the first game against Thomson, which I thought was a fairly good effort against a quality opposition. You know, Mitch Bibb needs to get involved in that sort of stuff. Taylor Gasper, probably out at Corio a couple of weeks back, probably could have kicked 4 or 5.
He's out.
He got the 2 harder. He's out, is he?
He's out.
Oh, so they must have obviously boosted their stocks. That day we didn't have young Swinnerton wasn't playing.
Well, the 3 of them are playing today.
The 3 are in?
Yes.
Oh,
Zach,
Dad's
Tom,
obviously had a word to
and
them.
Luke are all in.
Then the old man's obviously had a word and
Maybe
said,
they
listen
listen
here,
to the
boys,
radio.
we're going home. Hey?
Maybe they listen to the radio.
Maybe. Could be, yeah. I think you told them last week they should all be playing senior footy. But look, it's good to see them back in their senior side. North Geelong have to win this afternoon. If they go out there and get beaten this afternoon, you might be right, 100% right. He mightn't survive the rest of the season, the coach out there, but it would be pretty depressing for him.
You can't say
I'm
things
just,
like that.
well, you mentioned the replacement for him last week.
I got an official complaint against me.
Did you?
That's why you shouldn't be saying it and moving
Jai
on.
I'm just saying to you, if he gets out there today and it's already been put through and he's going to go up against Anarchy who are struggling to win games of football, then something's not right.
Jai Kenner's in as well, but still no Charlie Farrell.
Yeah, well, that's a disappointment because I love him, Charlie.
So do I. Good player.
Yeah, look, just a good kid as well and can play football, but to have the body that he's got that's letting him down
There's
all
not
the time.
much of it.
No, I'm just saying his legs keep letting him down. He'd be like me, mate. If we could go and get a transplant from the waist down, we'd be $1 million.
You'd be
Get two
right.
new knees, a couple of new hips.
What, at 65 years old?
I'll probably go back and play again.
You probably get your gold card, mate, and use that and get them done.
They've had a bit of bad luck over the years. Remember they got young Keesey back, and he's a great player. And the same thing happened to him. He was never on the park. I think Busey's young bloke Jackson, he's on and off with injuries as well. So
I don't think he's played a lot this year.
no, so they need to get every single person back, and hopefully they got most of them back today.
Well, the three Swinnersons are big ins.
Oh yeah. Well, mate, I tell you what, it should be 4. Because I reckon I'd play Scap. He was a champion. He'd still get a kick, Scap. Don't worry about that.
Played enough against him, mate. All right, 2 games to go. Obviously, this one here, but we'll go to the Devil's Playground grub. Corio and Belmont.
You know what?
Stewie's big one.
Yeah, I nearly wanted to go out there. I reckon that'd be an absolute ripper. If it wasn't first versus third here, I reckon we're a chance to go them up. Because, look, we've given Corio a pretty fair go getting out there and watching them. And because, as I say, they've been down over the years. Now we've got to probably see if we can get to Anarchy next year and start building that up and showing a bit of interest in the football clubs. But this is going to be a ripper. Corio were really, really good against Werribee except for about 10 minutes. Werribee kicked 5 or 6 goals in that 10 or 12 minutes, and that was the difference in the game. And yet they beat Belmont by a long. And yet Belmont comes out, they've had some good wins, they've had some really tough losses, they've had a little bit of crooked kicking that hasn't helped them. But they're a lot better than I thought they were because they're one of those sides that all their blokes give first siren to the last. You know, the Evans boys, you never see them, looking back at the play and shirking, and they just go. They've got some good kids in Brock Marnie and, I forget the other kid's name, but
Barsic.
Yeah, Christian Barsic, he's the one I'm thinking of. Look, they just give you everything all day. So even if Corio can get 2 or 3 goals ahead, I know that Joel and Darren Bennett will be thinking, don't get complacent here because this mob never stop. They never stop having a go. Oh, I don't know. I'll go for a draw because I just don't know. I don't know.
It'll probably happen now. Dale?
No, I'm thinking the home side. Corio, for me, I haven't seen a lot of Belmont, so I'm probably going to sit on Corio's wagon today because it is at Corio, and I just think the way they've been playing their footy out there, they've got themselves to a situation now where they're actually competitive in every game that they play, and they keep going. They don't rely on 1 or 2 players anymore. They've got options up forward. Their defence is a little bit maybe one player short of being a really, really good defensive end, but really impressed with the back half. One of the Jelenics plays down there.
James.
That's the bloke, I think. Yes, he's the bloke.
Matt's up forward.
Yeah, well, so who's the other bloke that plays in defence we've spied the last couple of times? Is it
Doyle.
That's him. That's
Doyle's
the bloke.
been good.
Now, I reckon he's the bonus. If they can find another defender in that group, obviously along with Bennett's already down there, but I'm just saying one more defender down there and they can be really strong.
Well, what's his name? White's down there now too, remember?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just needs a bit of fitness, I think.
Yeah, still, I'm not too sure whether he could be the answer. I just think they need that more mobile defender back there. Got enough unballers. Their blokes through the middle of the ground have been enough of the football and supplying their forwards with the options.
Hall?
So, who?
Hall?
Yeah, he's good. Like him. He goes real well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Grubby wouldn't know. Haven't seen him yet.
I like the Ruckman. He's not there yet, but he's getting there.
Green.
Green.
Yeah,
he's going to get there, that kid.
Well, we said so many times that Destin Burns and Jelenic up forward. They fight to get the ball in, and then that gives Hall, and he just sits across. Green sits across, sort of through the middle, and it gives them sort of defensive, defensive, rebound.
Logan Dixon, he's the other bloke that hadn't played the last time. I don't know whether he's back in yet either, but he was really good a couple of weeks back when we saw him might have been against Anarchy actually. I thought he got enough of the ball as well. So they've got some good options there. They'll be a little bit too strong for the Belmont Lions out there this afternoon. I think it will be a really great game, but I think Corio hold the edge.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing. Like, we know how good Joel Bennett is, but Toby's not far behind him this year. He's having an absolute ball burster of a season. He's playing some really, really good footy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is great to see,
Bailey?
Well, I think we're speaking a lot about the game, but I just think we should speak about how good it is at Corio is starting to improve and playing better football. So they will win today. They'll beat Belmont, and it just is great to see them keep rising up the ladder and improving as a club.
Yeah, you're very right. All right, lads. The match we're covering today, East Geelong versus Thomson. First versus third. Grubby, fire away, buddy.
Well, I'm just a little bit disappointed at the moment because, well, how many have they got out? Can anyone tell me exactly who's out? Because it just seems to me, against Bellpost Hill last week, they were undermanned and they didn't look the best. What are you doing? And they didn't look their best because they didn't have enough in. Now, do we get any blokes in?
Well,
has any more gone out?
Watson Searle's come back in.
But Ali Mars has gone out.
John McIntyre, did he even play?
Yes, he did.
He played.
Did he
played
play?
Very well.
Yeah. Who's this Vince Luong?
Yeah, Luong, yeah.
Yep. I don't know much about him.
Ross Simons.
Oh,
Did he play?
music.
Hey?
He's a music man.
Not Red Simons, mate.
Lee Simon.
Is Ross Simons definitely playing?
Yes, he is.
He's in.
And where's he from?
He's originally from Ocean Grove.
Is he?
He's originally from Ocean Grove, went to Drysdale to play juniors, and he's come here with a couple of mates.
Okay. So
I like someone who does their research and knows things, what's going on.
There you have it.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I can tell you, too, if anyone is interested, Corio won the reserves out there and beat Belmont Lions by 30 points.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So thank you, Matty Field. Thank you very much, mate. Good man.
Matty's all over it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great man.
Absolutely.
Doesn't give you any tips on the Dogs, but he's a great man.
It's all right. So let's get back to the game, mate. We've got about 7 minutes. The bounce.
I had a conversation over there with a couple of the Thomson players, and Planty and what am I doing?
Nathan Bissett?
Oh, yeah, I sort of got away from him before he talked too much. It's the bloke from Belmont who kicks all the goals.
Jarksy. From Bannock. Let's go from Bannock.
Bannock, yeah.
Had a year at Belmont.
I had a bit of a chat to him, and they were telling me that aside from this fella out here, Mowat, and one other, they're almost at their strongest.
Yep.
And I know, Mitch has been saying for a few weeks they've got him out and all that, and it's just starting to come to fruition that they've got nearly their best side in. Now, with Mowat being a four-pointer, if he is, then forget about him at the minute. They're only one short of their best side. And they've had a magnificent year. They've only been beaten the once.
By a point.
Yeah, only by the point, in a game which I know they honestly believe they shouldn't have lost, like you always do. They're not too far from home. They're only down the road.
Other side of the roundabout.
And I just think they might have caught East Geelong at the moment, who are just a little bit out of full strength. I don't know. I think the coach is still out. I don't know when he's coming back. They got a few. Lowy, not even back in the second yet. My favourite player, Lowy. So he might not get back to the seniors.
Both Mars aren't in.
No, Thomson have won the toss and we're kicking to the playground end.
To the playground, and that's the wind end. I'm
yes,
guessing.
it is.
They'll have a look at that flag. Which way you reckon the wind's going, Smithy?
Oh, definitely. I think the score end was definitely that end, but it's across the ground. It's going across the ground, the club rooms.
Oh, that flag looks to me as if you get it just out here, you'll put it right through the centre. But yeah, look, I just think that all I'm going, no home ground advantage, no who's the better side in the wash-up come finals. I'm just going for Thomson on the strength that they've got their best side in almost, and East Geelong probably haven't.
Dale?
Yes, again, haven't only seen the Thomson the once, I think, this year, so, and that was the first game of the year. I can't think, we haven't seen them since, have we?
Nope.
So, again, a little bit unknown as to what or where they're at. Again, good form is winning form. Both sides have proven that. That's why they're 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 on the ladder. I'm not too sure. So, I think, again, East Geelong, the day they played Winchester, showed me they can play some really, really good football without the coach, without the Mars brother.
Mars bars.
Yeah, that's it. We've. I don't know. I just think that they're. For me here at East Geelong, they play the ground okay. I'm going to stay with the local side, and East Geelong will, I think, win this game couple of goals.
Bailey?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, and I think we've been speaking about all the outs that East Geelong have, and their player movements in and out every week. But obviously East Geelong, Thomson, they're first on the ladder, so you can't really go past winning form, as you guys mentioned earlier. But I think I might have to tip East Geelong as well.
Ooh, there we go.
Well, anyone who's just lost the one game, they probably deserve to be favourites like that. And I remember you just said we saw them in the first round, and they didn't look great. I know they didn't have the side they got now, but they didn't look anything special against North. And I had them down as fourth or fifth maybe. But by crikey, they've got players in. The players there that day have improved, and I think they're probably premiership favourites right now.
Should be too.
They didn't have Jarks or Freeman in that day we saw them, and that's probably 5 goals minimum between the two of them on a good day.
Yeah.
So
on a good day. I don't know about a windy day. I don't know about the wind will
that's
help.
what I'm saying. On a good day,
The ball's blowing out of the centre on its own. Boys,
Here comes our lunch.
Before the game kicks off, lads, a big shout out to our little mate Alex Degani, who's had a bit of a horror week, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he did message me this morning. He's okay. He said his brother's been up there with him all week, and now his brother played in the twos today. He's back at Belmont. So
they just love it, don't they, those kids?
Yeah. So Al and the crew up in Singleton and Greta and up around that way. Tough week, but hope they're getting through.
Well, he'll get through because he's a tough kid.
Well, he's at Singleton this morning setting up the ground.
Yeah, he's a
Sent me
tough
video.
kid. But I'll tell you what, he's going to have that trauma around him for quite a while, so he needs his mates up there and all that sort of stuff. But, we had him in here. He was a great kid.
The Lithuanian lover.
Yeah, we had a bit of a relationship going when I used to bag. He never actually said to me one day, he said, you got to lay off him. I said, no, that's our on-radio persona. I used to ring him once a week, yeah. But then he realised, as a young fella, right, I better start giving this old coot something back, and that's what made the radio.
Absolutely.
I'd say something, he'd say, and I had no comeback. I had to comment. So, mate, I don't know whether you're listening or not, but if you are, I'll give you a ring in a couple of weeks. We'll give it a couple of weeks.
I'll have to give you his new number.
Oh, you got a new one, has he?
Yeah, well, the police have still got his phone, mate.
All right, we'll give you a ring, mate. Go well, and I know you're tough enough to get through it. Good on you.
All right, Dale, we're about to start, mate. Over to you, buddy.
Yes.
Need the first quarter.
He's got a lovely voice for radio, Sir Robert, hasn't he?
And to get
beautiful.
things moving, we've got two of the better ruckmen in our competition. Umpire holds the ball off, ball thrown in the air, over the top. Jarvis McLennan stays on the ground, goes down into the hands there of McIntyre. Gets the ball outside, goes towards Beards. He'll try to tap it over his head. Didn't make good connection, went back and got it again. It goes back into the hands of McIntyre by hand, out wide, into the hands of Crombie, I think it is. Yep. And he looks like to deliver the ball back into their forward line. In front, Ezard made front position, couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to the front, picked up, cleaned away. Numbers there with the Thomson side. They win possession. Ball actually ducked underneath and got a clear kick out of the contest to McLennan. That should have been front on contact there, I would have thought.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was. And the umpire says, yes, it will be a free kick to Tim McLennan. I'll get his name right this afternoon. Again, the handball just goes out wide, and they put a little bit of pressure on themselves. It ends up on the far wing. Helmore, I think it is. He gets the ball, goes into their half-forward line. Kick didn't travel that far against the wind. Again, numbers at the front of the contest. Ball comes up, picks out there McLeod. Got the handball up over the top. They run the ball now. Jackie got the handball out. They're running back through to McLeod on centre wing. Looks up, goes back towards centre half-forward. Coming up, Jarks dives, can't take the mark. Ball hits the ground. First there was Helmore. The kick wasn't great. It's going to be cleaned away by the defence of East Geelong. They get the ball back into the middle. Umpire said there's a free kick. Not too sure what for, but it's going
just off the ball, I think.
So it's going to be a free kick on centre wing. So Thomson to put their ball back into their half-forward line. Out the back, ball goes over the top towards Jark. Doesn't take clean possession. Now he does. Ball comes out in the handball, goes towards Freeman. A little bit of too much time there. Spins, kicks round the body. Not too sure the umpire got that covered, but he's waved a single. I don't think Freeman was too disappointed in that decision. No. It's a minor score to Thomson. That's taken almost 1 minute 45 in the Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
And we're probably in for a good day umpiring too. We've got the Chaston boys, Dave and Sam, along with young Timmy Ellis, who's been doing a great job. And it was remiss of us not to talk about Jarvis versus McLennan, because that's the big clash that could really, really put the focus on this game, Smitty.
So McDonald now is going to bring the ball back in from East Geelong, and he goes low and outside. McLeod in good position, up strong, takes a mark. So number of possession for Jackson McLeod early in the first quarter. Again, delivers the ball across the ground, goes to get that. The back Jarks is there, but Troop, strong hands, and he will go back. He has taken the mark and line up for his first shot at goal. Darcy Troop only 25 metres out, almost directly in front of goal. Probably not even that far. So Troop to start things off for the Thomson side. Kicks on the way. He's hung it out to the left again. I don't know whether you can afford to drop too many of them at this stage of the game.
No.
So it's 2 behinds to Thomson, and the East Geelong side are yet to score. We've gone almost 3 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
You've got the use of the breeze. You just have to kick goals when it's your opportunity. You have to take them opportunities. I like Jarks in. He had no intention of going for that mark, but he flew legally and put on a legal block.
Yeah, just very laconic on that kick, wasn't he? Darcy.
He sort of leaned back, didn't he?
Anyway, we're still waiting for the ball to be returned. There could be some long quarters today with the wind going. McDonald for East Geelong about to bring back in, start play again. Looking at his options. Plays on. Oh, almost gets run down. Kick sort of comes off. Mark was spilt there. Ball hits the ground. Wrapped up into tackle here. Probably 35-40 out from Thompson's goal. Umpire comes in and says, that'll be mine. Thank you. You're probably right, Grub. The McLennan-Jarvis duel will be a key to deciding this game. Ball's thrown up in the air. Ball not really tapped down. I think umpire's picked out a free kick here. I didn't see what that was for. Did you, Grub?
No, I was talking to Bailey, actually.
Oh, fair enough. But it's in the hands of Jordan Cam for Thomson, who is going back to have a shot for goal from probably 45 out on a probably 45-degree angle. And tough kick from that side, I would have thought.
Yeah, you want to bring it over this side if you can. But I tell you what, over there, that's a bit far for me anyway, Spider, even though I was watching.
Anyway, Cam for Thomson. Starts his approach. Crosses the 50, sinks the slipper in, goes long towards goal. And he has also pushed it to the right-hand side. So Thomson now 3 behinds. Each will get to score. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Poor old Mitch will be pulling his hair out.
What hair? McDonald again to start play, as he has done for 3 times in the first 4 minutes. Looking at options.
No.
They've all come this way
Careful.
now. So, oh no, not a great kick. Go off the boot there. An absolute shank. Wrapped up in a tackle there by Jarks. Umpire comes in and says, that was mine. That was Mulville, who was the last man off the deck. Ball goes up in the air. McLennan and Cam. Cam wins the ball down. Picked up, handballed out. Comes to Troop again. Feeds the ball out. But turned over here. East Geelong running away with it now. McLennan breaks one tackle. Turns on the left foot. Ball floats across. Mark's built there. Picked up by Beardsall. Gets the handball out towards Crombie, who recovers. Another quick handball across to Monaghan. Ball comes out wide. Nice little short kick finds Beardsall.
That's what you've got to do against the wind, Spider. Use that little short game.
Yep. So Jack Beardsall now looking at his options down the ground. Comes long down the line. Beautiful looking kicks. He's over the back of the pack. Picked up there by Saligin. Handballs across to Bissett, who gets cleaned up completely. And
he's paid dropping the ball.
He's paid dropping the ball. So anyway, the resultant free kick falls to Hoff. Handballs across again. Back gets the old 1-2. Builds the stats. Tries to take them on. Doesn't. Handball back to Mulville, who then goes inboard. Beautiful little handball to Monaghan. Kicks long. Looking for and almost finding Smith. Smith handballs the ball out to Crombie. Crombie turns around the right foot. Has a snap at goal. Falls short and safely taken there by, is that Thulburn? Leighton Thulburn down there in the back pocket. So Thulburn comes across goal looking for Zach Plant. Ball lands short. Plant recovers well into the left foot. Nice little kick there. No, it falls short. So a bit of wastage here, understandable with the weather. East Geelong swing back, kick into attack. It's a nice little kick to Menzies. Menzies nearly holds a fantastic grab, but picked up here. Handballs out. Well, we've got the barrel out of the back line. Coming long, only one out home for East Geelong, but it's bounced over the head to Jarks running onto it. I think the boundary line might win this contest, and it has. So Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard sees Thomson 3 behind 3 to East Geelong yet to score. We're going here Longdale. Nearly 7 minutes in this first quarter.
I think up forward, East Geelong must stay in front against the wind. They can't sit back behind because the ball is going to drop short.
And Thomson going the wrong side of the ground by going across
Yes,
there straight
they
away.
are.
Shouldn't
They
be
are.
a bit more proactive and come this? But the ball from the ruck contest comes out. Handball from Mulville, tried to get it through the contest. I think that was picked up, but that might have been planned again, was it?
I think it was.
And it's now underneath a group of players, which we can't see who's on the bottom of the pack. Might be Harris Monahan, possibly.
Well, you're right. They should be coming this side of the ground. East Geelong nearly did him a favour a minute
That's
ago
what I
and nearly
thought, yeah.
got trouble.
So the ball now from the ruck contest goes back. Mulville picks the ball up, goes inside. Handball off's okay. Into the hands there. May have been Bartel. Kick along the wing. Didn't travel that far. Picked up out there. And there's a high tackle. Umpire said over the shoulder. And 50. Now 50.
That'd be 52.
And that's going to break him right back within range here. So it'll be Sheedy that's going to be going within range. And he's probably got a shorter fifth than I would have thought. So he's going to kick from about 45. Whether he has the distance with that breeze blowing across the ground, not too sure.
No matter whether he makes a distance or not, aim for the left post because the wind's going to drag it back.
So the ball now kicked from right on 50. He's going to land close to the line. Has it gone through? Yes, it has. And it's through for another minor score. So Thomson to 4 behinds. And 8 minutes gone first quarter.
Smithy, all 4 behinds have gone that side of the post. You've got to kick it to the left-hand side to bring it back.
So East Geelong again. I don't think they'll come this side. They're going to go to the clubroom side, which most of the balls will go. That's a good kick. And out there, the mark is taken out there by Melville. This is Ben. He goes short. Option, McIntyre. Again, it's a game that we think they should be playing, that short option, as long as they can do it long enough. Short kick in, which is dangerous, but it's hit the target. Mark has been taken out there by Simons.
You want the short game long enough?
No, they've got to play the short game for a longer period of time. That better grub. Into the hands of Troop, and he decides he's just going to load up and go long. Back into the forward line. Freeman's out the back. He has got the mark and will go back and shoot for goal. Again, Jark, some good body there. Just pushes himself between where the ball was going to land and his opponent.
Well, Dale, let's see if he can kick the goal. It's game 50 for Freeman. So if he can kick this, it'll be a good start for his 50th game, mate.
Oh, I kept that for this game and then forgot about it.
Oh, see?
I would have thought he would have played more than that, actually. Yeah.
Well, he's only been here for 15 years.
Yeah.
He's been injured a lot, the poor kid.
So Freeman from the pocket. First chance here for the Thomson side. He likes it. The umpire doesn't move this time. There is their first. So they move now to 1-4. They lead East Geelong, who are yet to score. We have gone 9.5. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they had to get one eventually because they just can't keep kicking points. But and Freeman's the bloke to do it. I know he missed one earlier, but in front of the goal, none of this running around, mucking around, and drop punt straight through the middle. And already, even though he hasn't had the possessions, I reckon Jark's up there's created a fair bit of opportunity for his fellow forwards, and he's a really good inclusion into this side. From I thought he'd retired, but so did he. I think.
So did he.
A great inclusion.
Jarvis, McLennan up the middle again. Umpire throws the ball up. Neither really wins a tap. McLennan has a second go at it, misses it, falls into the hands of Zach Plant. Gets a quick handball out. East Geelong about running to the ball, picked up, wrapped up in a tackle straight away. Umpire might have known it was by Freeman too. The ball being dragged back in. What have we picked out? The umpire has picked out too high against Freeman.
That was the umpire 56 metres
Yes,
away.
it was. But Bartel now has it, chips it out wide, the side they need to go. But the ball has beaten everybody. No, it's sort of been kept in. No, it has beaten everybody and will be thrown in. The boundary jumper that side of the ground will certainly earn his money today, Grub.
Oh, yeah. My word, he will. I think that's where it's going to be all day. We should have set up over there.
Well, there's two of them over there, so two of them out that side, which is good. So boundary umpire's throwing the ball back in. Jarvis versus McLennan. The umpire's picked out something.
Block, I think.
Picked out a block. Play on. Bartel ends up with the ball in his hands. Goes long, looking for Menzies. Menzies flies. Ball comes to ground. Bissett picks up. Handball across. Thomson running it out. Sink the left foot in. It might come off all right too. It has. It has. Ball lands in the arms of Jackson McLeod, who swings around quickly looking for Jarks. One-on-one contest. Jarks uses the hands, I think. Yes. So Sam King takes the resultant free kick. Look, he's got the job on Jarks today. So
Big job for him too.
It is. So King, looking at his options, comes out towards Crombie. It's not going to get there and chopped off by Cam. Jordan Cam swings on the right foot, looking long into the goal square. Darcy Troop sets himself, puts the hands up. Oh, hasn't taken it. Call play.
He really did.
Falls in the hands of Freeman, who's kicked his second. Daniel Freeman with 2 goals, 1. to his personal tally. Thomson go to 2-4-16. East Geelong get to score. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
I think East Geelong are going to find out pretty quickly, although they should have already known that this bloke is the danger man for him, and he has been every game he plays. He's a danger man. You just cannot leave him sitting there on his own. You have to have a bloke on him at all times in the forward line and put pressure on him. He still might kick a couple of goals on you, but you can't just leave him sitting on his own saying, thank you, I'm going to kick another easy one, because you've got to stay on him. But they're starting to win the quarter now.
Ball in the middle, McLennan versus Jarvis. Jarvis sort of wins it by tap down, falls in the hands of Plant. Plant feeds it out wide to Sam Jacker. Sam Jacker goes long. Ooh, that could be another push in the back to McLeod. Sat himself in front, held his body. He's been around a long time, knows how to play the game, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's starting to play well again too. He had a bit of a form drop last year and that, but he's starting to play some pretty good footy, Jacko McLeod.
You throw Troop and Jarks around in there, mate, it probably takes the pressure off him as the key forward, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and he played interleague. He's been a fantastic kid.
Absolutely.
And a lovely bloke too, I might add.
Yeah, so McLeod coming in, again, the wrong side probably kicked from. You're going to kick him right on the 50. It's a nice kick off the boot, but it looks like he's pushed it to the right like everybody else has. In fact, he has not even scored, so it wasn't a great kick off the boot after all, was it? Ball's gone out of bounds on the full.
Well, it might have been okay off the boot, but the wind does, once it's up there.
Yeah.
It was a nice looking kick. That's what you meant, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I meant. So King with the ball now for East Geelong, deep in defence, right alongside the behind post. Brings it in from where, sends it back from whence it came. Looking for McLennan over the back, flying high. Mark was spilt, lands in the hands of McLeod again. Handball's come out now. Oh no, the umpire paid a free kick, paid advantage. Sheedy has overrun the ball. I think the umpire might have called that back. There was no real advantage to East Geelong at all.
And it hadn't really gone too far.
Nah.
There was still a chance that they were playing on because they didn't hear the whistle. I'd have nearly called that back.
Yeah, they probably could have. But anyway, ball's been thrown in, goes it back. Jarvis wins this one down. Stacks on the mill. The umpire will come in and ball the ball up about 60 metres out from the Thomson goal. They've really taken over control of this game. So, McLennan, Jarvis, jostle. Ball blows away from both of them. Stacks on the mill, kicks off the ground. Nothing but time. Picked up East Geelong, dives on the ball. Is that Lappin? Lappin on top of it here. Umpire's come in and he's pinned him for holding the ball. So, interesting decision. Looking long now, comes across, leads on from McLeod. At the back is Jarks. Ball spills over the back too. Brent Jarks taps it to himself onto the right foot and has kicked the third for Thomson. So Thomson now moved to 3-4-22. East Geelong yet to score. Fairhaven's Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Remember when round one, Smitty, I said when we're looking at the sides and I said, I tell you what, with this new fella Troop in, the day they get Freeman on fire and Jacques on fire, all defenders look out. And guess what? It's happening now, Bailey.
It certainly is. And their forward line, Thomson, is just, they're prolific. Every player down there looks like they can score. So we'll see how they go for the rest of the quarter, Grubby.
Yep.
Ball back in the middle. Ruckman go at it. Jarvis, actually no, Ruckman got the hand on it. Picked up by McLennan. He was tackled straight away. Umpire will come back. We'll have a repeat of a ball up right in the centre circle. So Ruckman at it. Ball comes out of that contest, goes towards and picked up out there by Donahue. Intercepted there, came through very nicely. Was Crombie, got the handball outside to Bartel. Bartel went wide into the hands of Monaghan. He fell over.
That was unbelievable. It was accidental,
There's
but
been
it's
a
still
whistle.
in the back.
There's been a whistle. I didn't know then whether the Thomson player was pushed into him or... But it's going to be a free kick, so Monaghan now has the ball, goes wide. And again, just a little bit of possession football. They just need to slow things down.
Oh, they do.
Usually they would switch here. They're going to try it. It's a little bit more dangerous with the conditions. Another short kick, a good kick. Mark has been taken out there, this time Melville. He comes back into the hands now of Helmore. And again, they've created a little bit of space, so the mark is going to be taken out wide. This time Skate, who came on the ground, he goes back into the middle. A dangerous kick. Luong, he had the mark.
I think it might have hit the deck. I think it might have hit the deck.
From here, you're right, Big Grub. That's 100% right. Ball comes out wide to Dowsett. A little bit of space now and some time. Goes looking forward. Mark not taken out there. Ball hits the ground over the top. Ezard didn't even. I don't think he tried to pick the ball up then. He left it alone, and it's going to be a ball up which will take place in between centre wing and half forward.
Pretty clever play, actually. If he picks it up while he's on the ground and drags it in, he probably gets a free kick against him.
So the ball now thrown up by the umpire once again. Comes out, handball goes out, so Thomson deliver the ball back towards their half-forward line. Jarks has got space and he's by himself. I don't know where his opponent is, too far up the ground for mine. Ball did that nicely with Skate, able to turn the ball back around, goes back towards the player in Crombie, and the mark has been taken, and he will look back inside. Short kick, mark taken also, so they hold things up a little bit more. Lappin, looking at his options. Can go back across the ground, a little bit of possession football, not too bad at this stage. Another one round the boundary line, so from Crombie to Monaghan. And now Monaghan just slows things down even more. So he now decides to go a little bit longer into their forward line. McLennan will be the target. Ezard's out the back. No, the player got the hand on the ball at ground level. Thomson arrived. They picked the ball up. That's Salajan who's tackled, brought to ground. And it's going to be a ball up in on that half forward line.
Yeah, no, I think it was King that was on Jack. So he's gone up here and he hasn't even made an effort. He's run back down there now.
Now.
They're missing Billy Andrew through the middle. He's Geelong too.
They are, aren't they? Yeah,
I think so.
Didn't think of that, yeah. All right, so half forward line for East Geelong. Ruck's at it. I think the Ruck would have touched the ball all day. It just keeps going at the back. Lappin has the ball stripped from his hand, gets the handball out in the end. Over to Mulville, who goes to Crombie on the left. Looking deep in their forward line. That's a fantastic grab in the end by Maguire.
I've got to look at my book. Hang on.
Maguire.
Fairhaven Homes Market of the Day contender.
Maguire, great kick out wide. Angus Lee runs on. Looking forward for Freeman. Freeman jostling. Uses his body beautifully. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Stabs one into Jarks, who just overruns it. King picks the ball up. He's got a player loose in the middle here. He's found him pretty easily in the end. It's McIntyre. McIntyre looking around. Handballs it back out again to Monaghan. Monaghan comes out wide. Finds Melville of the Austin variety. He handballs back and ends up with the ball back. A little bit of sharing around. So Melville takes one, goes through the middle, finds McIntyre, who handballs to Lappin, and goes back to Melville again, who's run beautifully on. Nice long kick, beautiful kick. Finds that's Lee out wide. Lee goes very, very wide here, looking for a teammate and finding Simon. Simon's couldn't control the ball, and it's run out of bounds here. The boundary umpire to throw it in. Probably 55 out from the East Geelong goal. We've gone how long, Dale?
We've gone just on 19, Spider.
19 minutes. I can't quite see the Eric Nichols Memorial. So
that's not the siren?
No, it's not the siren. It's the trains going past. So Jarvis and McLennan, as they have all quarter. Jarvis wins that one very clearly. Balls goes long. Oh, a bit of a wrestle in the middle here. Running onto Luong and gets the handball over the top. Mulville overruns the ball. Let's Thomson in. Quick kick off. In space is Cam. Cam goes long from outside 50. Jarks uses the body well. Takes the mark. So he's looking a bit too strong here for King, Grubby.
Yes, he is at the moment. I'm just not quite sure Sam King's up to the job, especially as he runs down, doesn't get back. You can't do that on this bloke.
No, so Brent Jarks from 15 metres out from goal. Comes in. He's used every bit of them, but has kicked his... What's happened here? The umpire's... Oh, what's going on? It was a goal. He's waiting for the all clear. There it is, the all clear.
It is.
Brent Jarks kicks his second for the quarter, kicks Thomson's fourth. They go to 4-4-28. East Geelong yet to score. We've gone just over 20 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, look, he's just a bit too... Sorry, you go, bud.
No, I was just going to say, I just don't think East Geelong can really let this get too much more out of control here. And I think when they've got the ball, they need to have a look where they're kicking it and control it a little bit more, because they're just kind of, when they come out here to this broadcast wing, they kind of just little stab kicks and they're not hitting targets, so they really need to control it a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I also agree with you about getting on top. I would have said 5 goals was a quarter win, and they're 4-4 already, so they're getting close to winning this quarter.
So back in the middle we go. Ball comes down. Another clearance from the Thomson side. They go quickly and long into the forward line. McLeod, great hands. Out on a strong lead. And it's not a good start for the young Sam King. He's been given Jarks and got moved across to Jackson McLeod. And he will go back now and shoot for goal.
I think he's made a mistake, Sam King.
Hang on. He's given the ball away. Now, it's been a free kick.
Free kick.
What?
Anyway,
Not too sure what that was for. It must have been something that happened off the ball.
Yeah, we didn't see it.
So the ball now is back with East Geelong. They go back in the middle of the ground. Mark is taken out there. Lappin with the ball. He decides to go turn quickly towards centre wing. Again, Mark required out there. There's no mark taken. Ball is cleaned up there. Thomson, they run the ball back through. Tackle from behind. Again, picking that tackle. Who was it?
It was Huff that had the tackle. It was a
Huff.
beautiful tackle there.
The Huff.
It's not the Huff, it's the Huff.
It's not the
now.
Huff, it's the Huff.
Call him
It's the Huff and the
Call
Puff.
whatever you want.
So the ball now from that centre wing contest. Ball comes out the back. McIntyre overran the ball. Again, some numbers around the contest, and very quickly the umpire in will take possession to restart play with the ball up.
Yeah, I think he's made a mistake, Sam King. He should go straight to the coach and say, "Didn't I tell you? I'm a forward."
So the ball gained from the ruck contest, picked up. Ruckman goes from McLennan, went back towards Jarvis. Both players now on hands and knees at the ground level. And the umpire in again very quickly.
could be a bit of that today, Dale.
I think so. Side with the ball going with the breeze. We want to keep it free flowing, I would have thought. But from the contest again, handball comes back in towards the half forward line. Coming up, ball is taken there by Troop. Tried to force his way out of that contest, couldn't do so. Not with two blokes hanging on to you. It's not going to happen.
Well, I think it's hold the ball because he actually gave the don't argue. And when you give a don't argue, that's your prior opportunity.
So the ball back with the ruckman now. I think the ball came off Jarvis from the contest. It was picked up. Lappin got the ball out wide. And it was kicked in towards centre wing. Maguire has the clean-up job. Goes to Salajan. Handballs out the back. And again, Thomson, they look to run the ball from defence. They bring the ball across towards centre wing, our side, which is good because we can see a little bit more of it now. But again, it's East Geelong with some numbers picked up out there by Simons. Goes back into the middle of the ground. Kick wasn't good. He's going to get the 1-2. Gets around the player coming at him. Kicks out wide. Goes looking towards Beardsall. A little bit of space himself. Good clean pick up. Looks back inside and it's a good use of the ball. Mark is taken. Handball the rain player and McIntyre into their forward line and Menzies comes up. Outside 50. So they're still a kick and a half away from goal. And Ezard's doing a little bit of leading. Watson Searle we haven't seen much of in this game. And the ball goes into their forward line. Ezard's there. Big fella this time too tall. Takes the mark. And he will go back and shoot for goal. I'll just list you some names here just quickly. Mars, Cord the Mars, Andrew, Fanning, Lemper. A 5 we haven't got in their
Tell
side
you
today.
what, that's and, you still, and Lowe, who may not play.
That's right.
So that's 5 of their best players.
Wow.
You know, but even though they've been struggling this quarter, that was their best piece of play that last 30 seconds. That was really good footy, good kicking, good marking, and let's hope this fella can seal it with a goal.
So Ezard now to kick from about 20 metres out. Here he's directly in front of goal. Kicks low. Umpire does not move. He has got his first goal and East Geelong's first. And they move to one straight. They trail the Thomson side, who are 4-4. We have ticked over 24 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter scoreboard.
Well, it's a bit of an art, and then use your brains. In conditions like this, either for or against the wind, you got to kick it low. You kick it high, and the wind plays havoc with it. He kept that low, beautiful kick.
It was.
Well, more plays for East Geelong got to do what Simons just did. Just get a run on. He came from really this broadcast wing, and he ran to about half forward on the outer side, and he just kept running. I think more plays need to do that and put in the work.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, back in the middle. 2 ruckmen, which I imagine they'll do all day. Jarvis and McLennan go at it. I think I'll give that one to McLennan. I think it was intentional, but Melville gets the ball. Handballs out wide to Crombie. Crombie comes back in to Lappin. Lappin handballs over the top to Melville again. Ends up with Crombie, back with Lappin. And back to Crombie again. Crombie kicks a mongrel punt down forward. Ball's punched away here on the rebound. Hugh Menzies puts it out in front of Ezard again. Sport from behind. Great little spoil there. Coming through was Dowsett with... good courage. Here we go. Over the top. The ball is not going to sit. No, it has. It's just trickled over. Just trickled over. In front of who's ring number 12?
Yeah, that's Watson Searle.
Is that what's up? I've got him in my list.
No, he's 33, mate.
Oh, that'd be why. Okay. Anyway, ball coming. That's a beautiful kick down the middle, but to no one in particular. The ball lands in East Geelong. Coming across here looking for McLennan. McLennan sizes up his options. Goes short again. Too short, but there's numbers here. Lee picks the ball up onto the right foot. Looks to go out wide. Picking it up now in front of the commentary box. No, it goes without it. So fight's on now. Handball's done. Ball runs over the line. McIntyre did his best to keep it in, so I've got to change Watson Searle to 12 rather than 33. There you go.
I'm not sure he did. I think he went out on purpose because he couldn't get rid of the ball. He's going to get hold of the ball. I reckon he went for the line.
Well, fair enough then.
That's smart
football.
Yeah, very, very smart.
Rucks go at it. Ball comes down here. No, not a clean pickup. Plant gets a handball out. Another handball on. Long left foot there by
Larry.
By Donahue. By Larry. Ball is spilt by Troop. Picked up by Geelong. Handball through Lappin. Gets it over to Helmore. Helmore swings on the right foot. Goes long. Looking for Menzies. But chopped off beautifully there by Sam Jacker. Jacker goes long now. He's got Jarks running on his own again. How is he getting free like that?
Whoever is his opponent, it's now, who is it now? Bartel. So it's been King and Bartel. They just cannot control him. He's running off him.
He's doing what he wants, isn't he? So he backs himself. He's probably the right side to be kicking from, but it's still a hell of a kick from 50, lad. So, but anyway, Brent Jarks already has 2 for the afternoon for Thomson. We'll be kicking from just outside the 50. Very, very deliberate. Here he comes. Run up starts. Long kick, very long kick. Goal umpire shields his eyes, but the ball is drifted across. Jarks has his first minor score for the day. That takes Thomson to 4-5-29, leading East Geelong 1 straight. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard. Bit of time for the ball to come back.
Well, the thing is with Jarks and Freeman, they get away and they're very hard to stop when they got the wind and the ball's coming in 50 times a quarter. So what happens when they go against the wind and see if he can get away when the ball doesn't come in quite as well against the wind? That'll help the backman a little bit, I reckon.
So Bartel doing the kicking and duties now, decides to go short. Kick will be okay. He's got a runner outside him. He wants to go back towards Bartel, but just being held up now by Crombie. In no rush to get rid of the ball. Low, flat kick. Wasn't a great kick. It's going to be okay. The mark is, well, it's going to be picked up by McDonald. He turns and goes back towards centre wing. Menzies up over the top. Didn't take the mark in front of the contest. Again, picked up there. It was the half, not the hoff. And the ball is going to be now held up by the umpire because he said it's not come out of the contest. And again, it will be a ball up which will take place. Centre wing. This time out the back, ball comes towards, but he didn't have it either. And I think that's Lappin, who was tackled without the ball, and he will be the recipient of the free kick. At the back, he's got Crombie, who runs now, decides to go long and flat into their forward line. He got a little bit of distance there, into the hands of Ezard. Didn't know which way to go. Got the handball out the back finally. Huff has the ball. He is tackled. Had prior opportunity. Umpire's going to ping him, I think.
Right
as a siren has sounded to end the first quarter, which we'll see. Thomson go in at 4-5. They lead East Geelong 1-1. Goal kickers for the Thomson side, 2 each to Freeman and Jarks, and Ezard is the sole goal kicker for East Geelong. Take a short break, come back. Everything that's been happening here in the first quarter, Grovy's going to cover very quickly. You're listening to 94.7.
And we're back here at Richmond Reserve for the match of the round, which is East Geelong taking on Thomson. Currently Thomson 4-5-29, leading East Geelong 1-1-7. So, Grubby, thoughts?
Well, pretty entertaining game of footy, actually. Like you come out here in this terrible wind and you just expect an ordinary game, but the skills just tell us that these two sides, excuse me, they're up. So I told you I was crook all week, didn't I? But these two sides are two of the better sides in the comp, and they're playing some good footy. East Geelong went the short route, and which I think they had to. But if you do it at our level too far, you can come a gutser a bit now and again, which did happen on them a couple of occasions. Thomson, I think if Thomson, their first 4 points, had they been goals, we'd have been just about jumping on that train we heard and going home because they missed a couple early. It's a Thomson win, there's no doubt about that for that quarter. But only just. The goal they got against the win was good for East. And I reckon the last 7 or 8 minutes, I reckon East played a lot better footy. They lifted their game. I just think if they can get the ball running, I think that they'll be too quick for Thomson. But Thomson know that, and they're keeping it in close and then opening out. A couple of things you love to see. Jarks and Freeman, they're beautiful to watch. And I tell you what, even though the mark wasn't paid, they took it off him. To see Jacko McLeod back in full flight like he used to be, it's a great sight in GDFL football. Some of the better players for the Thomson footy side, I thought, of course, Freeman and Jarks, you have to put them in it. Zach Plant got a fair bit of the ball. Jordan Cam looked a bit dangerous. I thought he was pretty good too. And on the other side, I think Ben Crombie got a million kicks. Not kicking the ball that well at this stage, but they seem to be going in the right spots. A bit mongrel punts. I thought Helmore was pretty good down back. Izard was a danger. I thought he was pretty good. Ben Mulvale, he was pretty good. But I think their best player was Crombie that quarter. And look, I just think it doesn't matter who wins that quarter. It's all about how East play this next quarter with the win. If they use it properly and get themselves back in the game, then we've got a great game. If Thomson have their best quarter and kick a few against it and get a break, then I think we can go home at half time.
Bailey?
Well, it's interesting if we can go home at half time. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Now, we like watching the footy on a Saturday afternoon. If East Geelong can capitalise and kick a few goals this quarter, it'll be absolutely very good on their way to getting back in the game. Before the game we spoke about Anarchy in North Geelong. Anarchy are up 5-6, 36 to 2-3, 15 out there.
Yeah, be careful of the wind though.
So let's hope they will kick it into.
Yeah, well, we'll see how they go at half time, and we'll have a look again. So that'll be interesting.
The rest of the scores: Banno 16, Winch 15, Werribee 10, Giants 6, Belpo still Inverleigh 9 apiece. And Anarchy we've done, Thomson here, and Corio has got 1-1-7 to Belmont yet to score. So obviously they've called the game off. So Corio another game.
We've got Corio 4-4-28 to Belmont 1-1-7.
Just updated mine then, and
there you go.
I've got the same score.
What about the others? Are they updated then, Spider?
That's what I've just gone through, mate, and updated. So Bennett, 16, 10-6. Belpo still 10, lead Inverleigh 9. That's the only other
I
one.
wonder who's got the win in them games.
Well, no one had the win at Belpo still, mate. The cars.
Oh, no, that's a swirler.
I'd be putting the cars on the I wouldn't park my car on the western side of the ground today, mate. You might find a ball go through the windscreen.
Well, I tell you what, I reckon West had the wind out there. There's no doubt about that.
So,
who are they playing? Werribee.
Yeah, I'm open anyway. I'm open.
Fair enough too. Where's Dale's side? Oh, Dale, Bell Park, Leopold, 3-1, 19 apiece, mate.
The Dragoons. Big quarter last week. They'd come over top of West last week, they tell me, the last quarter. Into the breeze, kick 7.
They did. I'm just looking at any other shocks that might be happening.
Newton, how are they going today?
Newton, I'll tell you in a sec, mate. I just got out of that one to the Ballerine. So Newton are 2 points. Colac 2-1-13. It's up at Colac though. So
okay.
Well, it'll be snowing up there.
I didn't want to mention this, but last week I got a phone call from a Thomson stalwart who decided we had the break, we'll go and watch a game of footy. So he went to St Joey's, there was no one there. He went to Newtown, there was no one there. He rang me, I said, they play Sunday, you dickhead.
Ball is thrown in the air. Jarvis gets the first tap down, goes after himself, can't win possession of it. Picked up through the middle, that was King, got the handball to Beardsall back to McLennan. Tried to shrug a tackle, got it away, back to Beardsall, he was tackled, got it away. King tackled, ball comes out, they keep the ball alive, over the top, goes back towards Donahue. Donahue taps it towards Freeman, he's also got a teammate out there, I think it was, not too sure who it was, but he was tackled and pretty heavily and brought to ground on centre wing, and there will be a ball up which will take place. Yeah, it might have been Darcy Troop.
Just by the way, you got to push the bloke away. I think it was.
So ball now, again, centre wing. Umpire about to restart play. This time McLennan maybe with a hand on the ball. Comes out the back, goes towards King again. He's taken off the ball, picked up out there. Beardsall been good this early stages of the second quarter. Out the back to McIntyre to Monaghan. His ball goes very, very high and very, very wide. It is out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go to the Thomson side. And on the far side of the ground, it's going to be, looks like maybe Donoghue that's got the ball out there, I would think. So he decides to take his player on, kicking short. Mark was taken there by McIntyre. So a little opportunity here for East Geelong. Hopefully they looked across the ball, goes in towards Beardsall. And again, he's got some options this side of the ground if he's game enough to bring it this way. Player out here was Melville, but he's now going to run and carry the ball. Gets towards centre wing, low flat kick. Gee, it had some pace on it. Gets to where it needed to. Handball comes back inside. Well, King was taken a little bit high there. Now, I think they may have moved him from defence because he's a fair way up the ground. Either that or he's just taken upon himself to run. King now, he goes quickly into their forward line. Watson Searle is out in front. Ball gets through the contest. Going back, O'Halloran traps the ball. It was cut off. Ball goes back towards the boundary line. Now and over and will be thrown back in. So forward pocket, about 15 around from the behind post. As we said, the pocket for the club rooms here at East Geelong. Ball is thrown back in. Front contest goes towards Menzies. He is tackled, brought to ground. No prior opportunity there, says the umpire. Will go back to him and he will ball it up a little bit further round from where that last throw-in was. It's thrown up very quickly. Picked up by Smith. He goes back towards the goal square. East Geelong try to get the ball out there, but it didn't go too far. It's going to be one, and the ball was, I don't know whether that kick travel that far, but no. Nathan Bissett's got the ball now. He's going to put it back on the defensive side, and that's where I think they need to go. And that's a great kick straight into the hands of Jacker, just inside the field of play. So Jacker now from just defensive side of their half-back line goes quickly back towards centre wing. Troop comes up, dives, takes the mark on centre wing. So he's a long way up the ground. Realises he needs to be up there. He goes low and flat around the boundary towards Jackson McLeod. Couldn't take the mark. Has support out there. And on hands and knees, the ball is tapped over the boundary line, I think, and it will be thrown in by the umpire. True centre wing, far side of the ground from where we sit. So it's thrown back in by the umpire. Jarvis looking like he's got front position, taps the ball down. Again, East Geelong through McIntyre, got the ball out. Didn't get it out of the contest, but it's picked up and cleared away by the Thomson side. I reckon that might have been Thulburn. That's a great pair of hands there by Thulburn, running through the contest. Handballs over the top towards Freeman. Has options back inside if he wants to use them. Decides to go towards goal. And I tell you what, that is not a bad finish. It still stayed in, and now it's run through for a minor score. So Freeman with 2-2 for the afternoon. Thomson the 4-6. East Geelong 1-1. We have gone just over 3.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
All right, ball to be brought back in. I don't think it's McDonald again, is it? They want to take the duties off him.
Malbo, I think.
It's Malbo with the ball. Looking to go long out here towards his brother. The ball goes back to McLennan. Dolburn comes across the back, picks the ball up, handballs back to Bissett. Bissett looking at options, take his team out on, just snacks one around the corner. Lucks of fortune, falls in the hands of Cam. Now Cam just outside 50 for Thomson. Goes long into the hot spot. The wind takes the ball a mile. Maybe a hold there, but it wasn't. Freeman picks the ball up. Right foot check side and has kicked probably. Grubby.
The Corio Bay Health Golden contender.
Daniel Freeman has his third. He's got a mouthful of food. Daniel Freeman has his third. Thomson have their fifth. Go to 5-6-36, leading East Geelong 1 behind. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
That was really the goal that Thomson wanted to kick, and the one that East Geelong didn't want to kick, but they just lifted their game a little bit, Thomson, and if East Geelong don't, it could be in for a long afternoon.
Could be, and both times Thomson have gone forward. They've been dangerous. The first couple of minutes that it was in East Geelong's half, they just did nothing.
Ball in the middle again, bounces around everywhere, picked up beautifully there and goes long. Was Anderson. Good play, Anderson. Ball hits the ground now. McDonald tries to pick it up, push off the ball, wins a free kick here against Freeman. So McDonald now steady things down for East Geelong, looking at his options. Not a lot of movement out there. Decides to go across the ground. Will it come off? The wind might carry it. No, the ball hits the deck. No player can pick it up. Finally picked up here by, is that Monaghan, who's just at, that's King, just had his head ripped off again. So King comes in. Nice kick to Beards. Whoa, just goes over the top. Anderson swoops on the loose ball. pushed as he kicked it, so the ball's travelling on the ground. Deep in Thomson's, Anderson nearly at it again. Picked up by Cam, has a snap. I don't think it's gone 15, so play on it is. Ball lands in the hands here of, was that Freeman again, having another shot for goal. Cam now has the ball, wrapped up in a tackle, gets his boot to it. That's going to be play on. No one can clear it. It comes out of the pack. Who's that? That was a beautiful kick by Mitch Hodgson.
It was.
Mitch Hodgson gets his first for the afternoon. Thompson's 6. They go to 6-6-42, leading East Geelong 1 goal. Buckley's Entertainment's second quarter scoreboard.
This is looking awfully ominous. Another 1 or 2 here, and it could be curtains for them. But they made one mistake. You always let the bloke running through towards the goal go, but young Cam didn't. He sort of turned it and swapped. But gee, I tell you what, they're in trouble this year.
Yeah, they are. They are defensively. I don't know what they've got, Rob or Bailey. What do you got? I think defensively.
Well, not really. Well, they had King down there in the first quarter. They couldn't do anything to his forwards, but it's been Freeman that's been dangerous down there in this quarter and in the first quarter.
Ball back in the middle now. The ruckman guard at Jarvis wins that one down. Falls in the hands of Zach Plant. Swings onto that trusty left foot. Going long, lead races for East Geelong, leads the race to the ball, picks it up, throws it on the boot. Players calling for deliberate.
He's going to pay it.
The umpire has paid it. So the ball with Zach Plant now. True centre wing for Thomson. Umpire just calling the play on the mark back a little bit. And that's Dowsett. So Plant comes in, finds Stephen Seligen. Seligen just chips the ball over the top. Can't see who that was. It got cut off there. Couldn't see the player.
Donahue.
That's Donahue again. He's been very lively. Donahue now goes long, looking for Cam. Cam works his way to the front, brings the ball to ground. Picked up here. Beautiful long kick into the forward line. Jarks leading in the race to the ball. McDonald Rodney, that's Nick McDonald right on his toes. The ball's picked up, handballed out. Picked up here by Simons, who gets a handball across. East Geelong steady on the far side of the ground, just inside. The umpire's called play on, hasn't gone far enough. Ball there, long loop from McLennan. Sheedy punches the ball down, tapped over the top again by Saligen. Does his own roving work, picks it up. Ball spills free. Menzies running through the middle. Handball out here by Smith. Smith, good little handball. Beardsall hits inside 50. Not a great kick off the boot. Picked up here by O'Halloran. He's spilt the ball and hacked out of midair by Smith, through for a minor score. So Smith with his second point for the day. Takes East Geelong to 1-2-8, trailing Thomson 6-6-42. We've gone 8 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
Ball now from the fullback position. They go back clubroom side, which they need to do. Out the back, the ball runs. Thomson with numbers out the back. Sheedy's going to lead in the race for the ball. He was met heavily the other way, and not too sure it was, but he's straight down.
Knocked himself out.
He might have.
He's out.
Didn't see who the player was either at this stage.
Wow. Yeah, so that'd be, is it 54? So that's Tim Lee.
Yeah.
Tim Lee, just a pure collision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he caused the collision by going in hard at the ball, as did the Thomson player, and that's just one of those things where you put your body on the line for your team, and he's come off second best, and hopefully the kid's all right. Hopefully a bit of concussion and nothing more. But, he went hard at it, and so did the Thomson boy, and that's what local footy's all about.
It might have a little bit of a hold up here, just for the time being. I don't think he's moved too much at this stage.
Yeah, we've got him on his side.
Waiting for the stretcher, I'd say.
Well, I think the captain and the boys should get them together and say, listen, this bloke's put his body on the line for us. We've just got to lift our game because we're not putting our body on the line enough.
Well, they're getting him up now, so that's a good sign. Don't need the...
Yeah, I think he'll be all right, this kid.
They're taking him straight off the ground, so that's no longer playing any more of a part in this game.
No.
At least he's up and about. That's the positive sign there. Straight
Absolutely.
inside.
Well, come on, you can get back to the positions now, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'd just ball the ball up. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? No one's there.
No one's there. And is it a ball up or a throw?
No, it went out of bounds,
Went
mate.
out of
So,
bounds, yeah.
yep.
No, that's, people put their body on the line by going in hard like that. I know when I played, I would most possibly had an elbow up, but you can't do that anymore.
So umpire restarts play. Ball is thrown back in again. Jarvis takes a ruck contest, gets the ball out of the contest, goes by hand. When looking towards Lee, he couldn't pick it up cleanly. Again, the ball runs back towards the boundary line, so we're going to have a repeat of a throw in on the far side of the ground. This time It's in the Thomson attacking end.
I thought McLennan shaded Jarvis in the first part of that quarter, but Jarvis fought his way back.
So the ball now comes out of that ruck contest. Picked up there. Zach Plant, little left foot round the body. Now how will the umpire see that? He says, throw it back in.
Well, there were players there.
Yeah, Blake from the interchange.
Yeah, it's on the interchange. I thought he was on the ground. He's in the change.
Well, he thought the same as I did. He was trying to kick it to one of them.
Maybe we'll give you the benefit of the doubt then, Grub, you reckon. Ball from under the contest. Again, Plant with his head over the contest. Gets the ball out. Goes back to the boundary line. Picked up out there. Monaghan. Nicely done.
Nice.
Speeds away. Goes into their half-forward line to Smith.
Mark.
Oh, I tell you what, he's either taking it just inside the field of play. He decides to go quickly. That wasn't a great kick towards Watson Searle. He's put himself under a little bit of pressure. Picked up out there. Salajan gets the handball out. And again, from defence, they run the ball very nicely. Miss Sheedy with the handball. They go back and collect it. East Geelong back into the hands of Smith. He goes back towards the pocket, leading in the race with the ball.
Too high in the back.
Umpire
Nothing.
There, got it. Neither there. Umpire says, let's give it back to me. We're going to have a ball up about 25 out from the East Geelong goal. A great opportunity here for them to score. Jarvis is pushing down to do the ruck work. And again, Ezard's there also from the contest. Picked up. Smith gets the handball back inside. Very quickly towards his teammate. Goes back towards goal.
Oh,
And I think
goal
from
Lappin.
and I think that was Lappin that's kicked the goal. And they get there first into the corner. And which will see them now move to 2-2 East Geelong. But they trail Thomson on 6-6, 12 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
Geez, that was a well-needed goal. And big Huey Menzies in there used his body really well to shepherd it. But now you say that they were interchange players over there. I'm not going to have a go at the umpires, but I'm just going to say, if they're going to pay a deliberate one way, that was almost the exact same back the other way, so I think they probably should have paid that too. That's what I think anyway. Because if they weren't on the ground, then there was no one there.
Nah.
I've got to tell you, Grub, there's no nice feeling being knocked out, mate. It's happened to me before.
Well, I tell you what, you keep going, it's going to happen very shortly again.
Wow. I think you got ambitions and abilities mixed up. Ball goes up in the air. Plant McLennan. Jarvis wins that one down. Ends up in the hands of McLennan. Wrapped up immediately by both Anderson and Jarvis. So I'll have another ball up right in the middle here. Ruckman about to go at it. Ball up now. Wrestle, wins down by Jarvis to no one in particular. Ball been wrapped up again. So we'll have a third drop. Anderson emerges with it at the end. So ball goes up. Neither ruckman win it. Falls into the hands of Beardsall, overruns it, then picked up and dropped by Bartel. Ball goes forward for Thomson through Donahue. The mark has been taken down there. Is that
Skate, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon skate down there myself, mate. He goes so skate goes wide.
This one.
You know, that'll be no deliberate, mate. That's went out of bounds on the full anyway. So
That's what I mean.
Anderson sends the ball back in long. Darcy Troop in front, drops the mark. Probably should have taken it. Ball hits the deck. Players pleading that I don't have possession of the ball. Well, a bit of a push and shove, but that's what footy's all about, Grub.
Oh, you reckon?
Unlike the commentary box, eh?
What about push and shove?
Ball goes up. Cam wins the tap down, but Shark down there by
he got a
tackled.
boot
He's
to
got the boot to it. Free. Fighting hard in there, Thomson. East Geelong doing what they can to get it out. Ball comes out long. Jarvis in best position. That goes out right over the back. Picked up by Sheedy. Handballs the ball back. Now it's ended up in the hands of Jacker. Jacker goes out wide. Another long kick in here. Cam puts the hands up. Spoiled at the back there. Nice long kick out of the back line, but there's no one home at all. It's all Thomson through the middle of the ground. Coming across beautifully. Bissett's found space. He can run. Have a look at his options. He puts the ball out in front of, well, it went to go in front of the cam, but it's fallen over the back. And who? Oh, no, it's they paid a push. Paid a push, even though Darcy Troop had taken the mark.
I didn't see that one.
I didn't either, but coming out here, no. Now plays on, goes long down the middle. No one home again for East Geelong. As Maguire can run onto the ball, picks it up, handballs it over the top. Little tap over the top. Beautiful play, beautiful. Nice little kick here, leading forward, coming through the middle. Cam leads strongly, puts the hands out, Sport beautifully. East Geelong through Luong, handball out. Ball goes over to Bartel. Bartel goes long.
There's no structure.
There's no structure at all, mate. As I said, you can't have a 6-on-1 and expect to win the game, but they might here. Dowsett fighting hard for the ball. Picked up again by Sheedy across that half-back line. Does it beautifully. Goes out wide looking for a teammate. Ball goes over the top, and will it run out? No, it won't. Picked up there by Hodgson. Hodgson wins it, gets a handball through. No one in particular. East Geelong fighting now. Balls hit the deck. Umpire's going to have no choice. I think you'll come in pretty quick. We've seen the last few weeks have let these go a little bit, but right on it today. So on the far wing, or in front of the club rooms.
Zach Smith does not need to be up there.
Not that far up, no. But anyway, Rucks go at it. No clear tap again. So ball fighting on the ground again. Umpire's pinned out a free kick here for a hold. What's he done? He's pointed the hands the wrong way. But oh no, different player coming in this time. Yeah. So you get it to the right person. Short little kick in finds Lappin. Lappin has options out wide. He's got Crombie and McDonald. So sport beautifully there. It wasn't a great kick. Sport beautifully there by Leighton Tholburn. Ball hits the deck. Wrapped up, umpire comes in. That's fantastic. 2-on-1 by Leighton Tholburn.
I tell you what, I don't mind Zach Smith going up the ground against the wind. But when they got the wind, son, stay put. You're the one to kick the goals for them.
McLennan wins that, and Jarvis gets the secondary tap down. Ball ends the hand of Zach Plant. Breaks out onto the left foot. Quick kick in. King running with the fly to the ball. Freeman coming the other way. Great little tap up there by Donahue. Picks it up. Handballs the ball out. Freeman again has a flying shot at goal. And it's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So, anticlimactic there, but again, good passage of play. So, East Geelong bring the ball back in. What's the umpire doing? No, nothing. Looking for options,
well,
not many around.
Kick,
not many around. They end up going long down the middle, probably a better kick. Jarvis works his way to the front. Falls over the back here to McLeod. McLeod throws it on the boot. This is Lux of Fortune. I don't know if they're going to kick a goal from there, but...
You asked Jacko if Lux of Fortune.
Donahue plays on quickly. Gets it back to Jackson McLeod. McLeod strolls in and kicks a goal. So Jacko's got his first for the afternoon. That is Thomson's 7th. They move to 7-6-48, leading East Geelong, who are 2-2-14. And we have gone 7.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment's second quarter scoreboard.
I want to know, if Jackson McLeod kicks that ball and then just wanders into the forward line on his own, why isn't there someone running with him? He's one of the most dangerous footballers we've ever seen, and he's just allowed to run in there, no one on him, and he runs in and kicks a nice, easy goal. You've got to stay on the good play. You've got to stay on all the players, but especially the good players.
And Ezard looks like he's going in now to do some ruck work for the East Geelong side. Up against Jarvis. Jarvis nicely out the back. Went to Anderson. He couldn't take it cleanly. But Ezard went back and collected it towards the half-forward line. Salajan now leads in the race for the ball. And he will trap it inside. No, he won't. It will go over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in front of the club rooms here at East. Umpire to throw it back in. Jarvis is now pushing down. He's done most of the ruck work. I thought Cam might have had a run in by now, but he's done it all himself. Ball front of the contest again. Thomson with numbers first at the ball. The umpire said there's been a free kick given.
Throw, I think.
It's a bit tough, I would have thought.
Too far away from me, boys.
Yep.
I won't be commenting on that one.
So it's Mulville now. He decides to go short towards Dowsett, and he hangs on to the ball. Yes, he did, said the umpire. Again, a difficult kick from that position, you would think. Going back into the breeze.
Should it be a little bit easier for East Geelong players who are here all the time and practicing on them? Should it be a bit easier for them?
Yeah, but still you got to kick the distance, grubbing that going back into that breeze.
Distance, fair enough. But the accuracy, surely he would know. You aim for the left goal post and see what the wind does to you.
They're not deep pockets here.
So Dowsett now comes in.
Like someone I know.
Kicks towards goal. Not a bad attempt.
Tell you what,
not a bad attempt.
On the money.
He's done it nicely. I'm not too sure the Thomson players agree, but Dowsett's got his first of the afternoon, and a much needed one there for the East Geelong side. They moved to 3-2. They trailed Thomson on 7-6. We have gone just over 19.5. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was a well-needed goal, obviously, but that one didn't seem. It didn't seem that he aimed at that post. The wind just didn't seem to grab that one. It might have dropped.
I don't think it has looking at the flag. But
just for that second. Because the wind didn't grab it.
No, it didn't. Maybe kicking across it was a bit easier.
I reckon the Thomson blokes went up and thought, I think they thought it was a point.
Anyway, back in the middle now. Jarvis, Ezard in there having a run. Anderson could have been taken high, but the umpire said no. Wrapped up in a tackle. McIntyre wrapped him up. Here we go. Ezard again. Jarvis wins a tap down, roves his own ball, kicks it long. In front was Sheedy. Sheedy dives on it, gets the handball out. So guess who? Freeman running around onto the right foot. That wind's got hold of it and hit the post.
Oh.
Daniel Freeman, 3-3 for the day. That is 7-7 now to the Thomson side, leading East Geelong 3-2 on the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard. So, ball to come back in. Short little kick there finds Mulville. Mulville, another short one again to the other Mulville. Now looking down the line further. No, squares it through the middle and finds Skate. So Skate now goes out wide, looking for a running teammate in McDonald, but goes past him. Picked up here and left foot straight back in the middle. Dangerous kick, but East Geelong have numbers. Oh, goes through the legs there, but coming through was that Simon's coming through again. He's been okay. Didn't know who he was to start with, so ball back in. Skate drops what he probably should have taken. Ooh, maybe could have been a free kick there, but the umpire said no. Last man off the ground was Brent Jarks. He's playing down back now, is he? Playing up forward. I'm just confused again, Dale. Ball in the air. Tap comes down.
21 points in front of North.
Ooh. Ball comes out to Hoff, who dropped the mark. He should have taken, but he's ended up with a free kick, I think, here anyway. So
It's Huff, Spider. It's Huff.
it's Huff. Sorry, what did I say? Hoff.
Huff and Puff.
Huff and
19
Puff.
points in front, the Corio Devils.
Oh, here we go. So it's Huff. Huff the Magic Dragon. Goes long. Looking in the middle there for Dowsett. Ball goes over the back. Smith ends up with it. Time to work. Handballs are all across back to Dowsett. Dowsett now running to 50. Goes long, looking for Watson Searle. Too much carry on that.
Nothing kick.
In the end, it goes through for another minor score to East Geelong. They move to 3-3-21, trailing Thomson 7-7-49. Smith has 3 behinds for the afternoon. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
They'll post Hill by a point up at the hill against Inverleigh. And Werribee Central's 3 goals in front of Geelong West. Bannockburn 37, Winch 29.
Ball brought back in, marking contest out on the far side. Mark's been paid here to Maguire. Maguire now looking at options down the line. Goes long in front of the East Geelong's coach's box there. Coming across and spoiling the ball beautifully was Austin Mulville. So boundary umpire restart play for us. We've gone 23 minutes in the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard here at Richmond Crescent. They've got Ezard versus Jarvis. The ball's been retrieved from Richmond Crescent, so ended up in someone's front yard. So here it comes back in now. Boundary umpire about to throw it back in. So Jarvis is pretty much rucked all day. Ezard giving McLennan the spell. Jarvis in front, ball blows away from both of them. Ezard runs on, quick handball over the top, looking for teammate, didn't find him. Zach Plant runs onto it, breaks the tackle. On the left foot, goes long. Oh, and I think it was out of bounds on the full. It has been. I think that was no Darcy Troop. Wouldn't have mattered if he marked it anyway, so. Bring the ball back in now. Not many options, not a lot of movement. Goes short, finds Beardsall. Barely went 15. Beardsall looking to go a lot longer, and it does go. King Smith to fly, doesn't take it. Saligent at the back. He's claimed it and has been paid.
Umpire up here played it.
Yeah, he did. So
More to come off hands in front of him.
I thought it did too. That's why Saligent claimed the mark and has been paid it, so it doesn't matter what we thought.
I'm not sure the umpire should pay that from back there if this umpire doesn't.
He goes short, finds Bissett. Bissett over the top to Trav Maguire. Maguire comes out wide here looking for O'Halloran. O'Halloran takes the mark. Still on half back. Shortish down the line. That's almost a fantastic mark by Cam. Ball hits the ground. Jacko McLeod overruns it. Not the same with Jolly. Jolly runs through. Handball's out to McLeod. McLeod taken over the line by Ryan Bartel, and we'll have a boundary thrown. It hasn't been on this side of the ground very often.
No, it hasn't. And obviously, that's tactical as well. But
By the wind. So.
Well, you keep it over the other side.
You do, yes. Boundary up by throw. Almost right in front of the commentary box here. Ball goes in. We've got McLennan back in the ruck. Oh, ball spills free. Picked up here by Plant. Again running through the middle, but Bartel chops it off. Long handballs over the top. Overrunning the ball there was Huff, the Magic Dragon. Huffy. Umpire comes in and says, I'll have the ball, thank you, lads. Leighton Tholman, the last man up off the pack. So Jarvis, McLennan go at it again. Jarvis wins this one down to Plant. Plant throws it on the left foot. Going forward. Picked up, is that by Monaghan? No, it's Crombie. Crombie's picked the ball, but turned it over. Kicked long into almost a great grab to Darcy Troop, but it lands in the hands of McDonald. McDonald goes long. No, it wasn't McDonald. It was Simons again. Goes long. Ball in the middle and stacks on the middle. Ball falls out. Don't know what the boys are doing here. Umpire says too high. Well, Sam King takes the resultant free kick. So King almost in the centre of the ground here for East Geelong. Chips it across. Nice looking kick there. Dowsett doesn't let him down. Takes the ball just outside 50. Moves it on quickly. Spears ball in towards Smith's. No, Watson Searle overruns it. Comes back. Crombie again. He has been everywhere today. So Ben Crombie, who started this foray into attack, ends up with the ball probably kicking from about 45, 50 out from goal, right in front of the social room. So tough kick from here, but we did see one go through us before. So might be a chance.
Well, there's been a few kicks from here, so if he goes to the left goalpost, Grubby, he might kick the goal.
Right.
Right on 50s. That's a beautiful kick off the boot, isn't it? Not going to... Oh, it's hit the post.
He went too close to the left goalpost, Bailey.
He hit it. He wasn't meant to hit it.
That should be 9 points or play on.
Wow.
Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard sees East Geelong 3-4 trailing Thomson 7-7.
So Sammy Jacker now decides to go quickly and go back to the clubroom side. Coming out, McLeod had the ball, didn't take the mark, went back and collected it, but checking the hands of Crombie now. Delivers the ball back into their forward line. Bad bounce over the top into the hands of Smith. A little bit of time and space, and he turns round and he will get his first of the afternoon. And it moves East Geelong to 4-4. They trail Thomson on 7-7, 27 gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was a lay-down misère. It wasn't in the finish. He was just in the right spot. And probably Jacko made the mistake. He looked $1 million. He grabbed it out of the air and he handballed. It wasn't a great handball. And against sides who are as good as you can't afford to make those mistakes down there. You can make them up the other end and nothing really happens, but you make them in front of goal, and that's what happens. And that almost gets them back in the game. Another one, and they're back in it.
Time might be a factor, but we did have a little bit of lost time with player leaving the ground. Ball back in the middle again. This time McLennan's back in there, but it was tapped out by Jarvis. Beardsall had the ball, gave it back towards McLennan. Needs to get the ball out, and they've been held up nicely there. Anderson and also the ruckman in Jarvis. Hold him up. Ball up by the umpire very quickly. Goes out towards the centre wing. Picked up out there. I think it was Donoghue. He's tackled. Again, brought to ground quickly. Umpire in, and will take possession of the ball once again. They get the ball up very quickly. Out the back this time. Again, players share the ball and fall to the ground together.
That big contest we said about the two ruckmen, it's pretty close, but it's not having a great bearing on the game, is it?
No, the wind's probably having more bearing on the other two than that. But again, from that ruck contest, it's going to be... Well, the ball actually hasn't come out of the scrum yet. That's going to be kicked out now and in the hands of Donoghue. Puts the ball into the air. Goes out towards centre wing. Freeman couldn't take the mark. Ball hits the ground. They win the ball out the back. I thought they did, but it's actually East Geelong that win possession from that point. They go round the boundary line. Lead up player Menzies couldn't take the mark. They turn the ball over. I think that's Anderson out there. Gets the ball back over centre wing. Coming up. Mark not taken by Cam. Out the back. It's cleaned up out there. Bartel got the handball back inside. And again, East Geelong looking to deliver the ball long, but it's gone wide. And again, another poor kick out there. So it's going to be a free kick going back in Thompson's favour. Nathan Bissett's ambling over to the ball. So he's got the ball just defensive side of centre wing for Thomson. So Bissett now just waiting for the options further afield. Decides to run and carry the ball. Goes low and long into their forward line. Mark not taken out there. Pick up out the back. I think that might have been Helmore. Got the handball out the back. Again, Thomson win possession. Back to Donoghue. Donoghue, a little quick boot into the half-forward line. Freeman read that nicely. Has a look. Goes on the right foot. Goes out wide towards Jarks. He couldn't pick the ball up cleanly. Mulville did. Got the handball out the back. That's okay. King needed to pick it up cleanly. Couldn't do so. Anderson's back in there working. Got the handball up over the top of the head. Went towards McLeod. Burst his way through the contest. Outside to Anderson. Looks at goal. Goes quickly. Mark will be taken in the goal square. And it's going to be held up out there. I reckon that may be Helmore, possibly.
It is.
So Helmore now, a little short kick. Oh, I thought he'd stubbed the ground there, Spider. I thought that looked a bit dangerous from here too.
Looked like one of my drives, Dale.
Oh, 50.
He's run into the zone, but it's still behind him though, so he really hasn't...
It's 5 metres all the way around, mate.
I know. I just don't agree with that one. Well, he hasn't actually infringed on him doing what he wanted to do.
You don't
Anyway.
agree with the decision or the law?
No, the law. That
me
law.
too,
That
me
law.
too.
So the ball goes quickly into the half to centre of the ground. It's going to be picked up at there. Shooty had it. He lost it. Ball comes out. Again, Zach Plant picks the ball up. He puts boot to ball. It goes out wide, and it's going to be very wide over the boundary line. Umpire says, let's just throw it back in.
I don't understand that.
Tim McLennan, I think, was asking the question of the umpire. Well, it wasn't that deliberate, but...
No, I don't understand you. He kicks it into the half centre of the
Well,
ground.
I was going to say it was going to be the half forward line, but it didn't go that far. So that's why it came back to the centre. So the ball now back on centre wing, and it's going to be back with the umpire once again.
Centre wing,
Centre
that
wing.
I understand.
That's where we are, right on centre wing, far side of the ground. Umpire, ball in there. Ball comes out of that ruck contest. Picked up. I reckon that might have been Plant that got the ball out again. Goes to the half-forward line. Good quick hands inside to Donahue. Donahue looked to the forward line. Jarks in front. Mark is not taken out there. Jarks runs onto it. Kept the ball alive. Picked up out there. Troop, or tried to pick the ball up. Went back towards McLeod. He couldn't pick it up either. Into the hands. It works out now. And they run through the middle. As Huff gets the ball down. He goes long towards Dowsett. Gets out the back. Opportunity here. Picks the ball up, needs to shrug. Shooty was tackled, brought to ground. Ball didn't come out. Umpire came very quickly, says there will be a ball up. And the siren is sound to end the first half here. And it will see East Geelong trail Thomson. East Geelong are 4-4. Thomson are 7-7. Goal kickers at this stage of the game will go to Thomson because they've got Freeman with 3, Jarks with 2, 1 each to McLeod and to Hodgson. And the 4 goal kickers for East Geelong are Smith, Lappin, Dowsett, Nezzard. Take a short break, come back. All the action here. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Listening to.
What to do? No wonder you were no fucking good.
Haven't got a spare one, Spot, have we?
Yes, and we're back here at Richmond Crescent. The wind hasn't subsided as Dale would hope, but it hasn't been a bad day so far. The skills have been pretty good. Probably the best you'd expect in the weather. Currently see Thomson 7-7-49 leading East Geelong 4-4-28. So an interesting first half of footy, gents. Second half about to start. We'll get some thoughts from Grubby, but he's looks like he's fallen into the cream cakes over there at the halftime at the time. He's just left the room now. There he is. You can see those bright red shoes of his walking around in front of the social rooms.
Yeah, they're a style. Certainly are a style.
He rocked up to the last show of hashtag last year, mate. He had one red, one white. So, anyway.
What about halftime score, Spider? We get a chance. No, we might get him in before.
I'll get up.
I think you might have a little
as quick
chance.
as I can get him up,
if
Dale.
Cam gets back to full back slowly.
I'll get him up as quick as I
Full
can,
back,
mate. Just
full
refresh.
forward.
You got Bannockburn 40, Winch 42, Giants 24, Werribee 47, Belpost Hill 16, Inverleigh 15, Anarchy 36, North 15, East Corio 35, Belmont 34. There's your halftime scores.
Thank you. Ball in the middle of the ground, and the umpire has started play, and it's going to be Anderson that brings the ball out for Thomson into their half-forward line. That was a good attempt at a mark. Should have been probably played a mark or a free kick. Umpire lets the ball go, and it goes long. Cam out in front. Gee, he had enough of that as well, and the umpire has paid it. And the umpire will go back and give this to Jordan Cam. He will have a shot only 18 seconds in nearly to this third quarter.
Half-time at the Ballerine, mate. Queenscliff 51, Torquay 43. Ooh.
You are kidding.
Where
are they playing? Down at the Cooter Bowl?
Down at the Cooter Bowl, mate.
The wind will be swirling down there.
Oh, it'll be cold down there too. Coming off the bay.
Goodness me. If they beat Torquay, that'll be a massive win.
Cold like 16 points up over Newtown as well.
So Jordan Cam now to come in to start things for the Thomson side early in the third, and that's a great looking kick straight off the boot, straight over the umpire's head. They have their first of the third quarter. They move to 8-7. They lead East Geelong on 4-4. As I said, less than a minute gone. Lifeline, the third quarter scoreboard. What do you reckon, Grub?
Oh, hey, this is the best. This is his best commentating ever. He's not here. Look, good play there, mate. I'll step in for Grub because Bailey's going to have a crack at calling some footy shortly. So, no, good play there. Probably not the start East Geelong wanted, I wouldn't have thought. They need to kick the first one or two. I had to chat to a couple of Thomson boys at half-time. They've said if we can get 5 this quarter, we'd be reasonably confident. So, well on their way, Dale.
Yes, I don't know whether they need 5, but if they can keep East Geelong unanswered, it's a bit murky out the back.
Looks pretty ordinary over there, doesn't it?
Queensland might be right if they get that condition out the other side of the bay there. So the ball out of the middle of the game. It's Plant who picks the ball up. He goes quickly back into their half-forward line. Jarks, good position in front. Jarks has taken a mark, and then within 2 minutes, Thomson could have 2 in this third quarter.
Good use of the body, mate, wasn't it? I mean, all the experience in the world. Just put himself on the side, the wind's blowing, and just put the Kim Kardashian out and kept his opponent at bay.
So Kim Kardashian. Brent Jarks now is going to line up and kick at his third goal of the afternoon. And from about 40 metres out, directly in front, comes in. It is okay off the boot.
He does.
He likes it. Umpire likes it. He has got his third. And Thomson have their ninth. They move to 9-7. East line 4-4. 2.5 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre third quarter scoreboard. Sorry, Lifeline third quarter.
Lifeline. Grubby must be waiting for an Uber, is he? Anyway, look, that's an ideal start. It's in anyone's language, mate. It reminds me of a couple of weeks ago when we went and watched Werribee and Inverleigh. Werribee, on 2 occasions, kicked 2 goals inside a minute and a half. It's all they kick for the day, but this is starting to look like the weather, mate. Very ominous. Very ominous. Ominous. I'll make my own words up as I go, mate.
Anonymous.
I made your name up before, so.
Yeah, well, you did well there. Back in the middle of the ground, the 2 rucks go up. No one can pick it up except Zach Mullerville. Still in the middle of the ground now. Little scrubby handball out, and it's going to get out there now. Was that Anderson? Now out to just about half forward for East Geelong. Thomson rather. Freeman with the ball.
Troop.
There's that Troop now. He's going to get on his little banana inside 50. That's going to be another marker. That's Jarks again.
What sort of kick was that, Dale?
Banana.
Nah. Jarks will line up about 40 metres out. Go for 2 in about a minute.
They've sent the rescue squad in.
They're trying to look for Grubby, are they? or are they trying to look for East Geelong?
Like you're on this side of the ground,
Is that
mate.
a bit early?
Like you're on this side of the ground, mate. They'll lynch you.
Here comes Jarks in for a second goal in the quarter. Really push out Thomson's lead just a little bit. He does. He kicks the goal and goes to 10-7 to 4-4. And Thomson really getting away in this third quarter. Grubby, how's your food there, mate? Was it good? Yeah, he's still eating it. We'll get Spider on the special comments then. Can East Geelong kick a few in this quarter?
No, not the way things are going at the moment, mate. Jarks again too clever. The skills, considering what the wind is like, the skills coming out of the middle have been absolutely clean. And really giving East Geelong no chance. They barely had a possession this quarter. So the way it's rolling, we've gone 3.5 minutes to kick 3 goals. The 5 goals that Faithful wanted might be well and truly in the cards.
They continue to capitalise on this win. They'll keep going. Jarvis with the tap down, but it's picked up by Mullerville again, I think.
Beautiful.
Now it's come out now to King. Little Sammy King we picked on in the first couple of quarters.
He's had a tough day, Sammy.
Here he goes. Oh, it's not a great kick either, and it's Jarvis McLennan there again. Now Dowsett just didn't do nothing with it now. Thomson go in through the middle of the ground, and that is Hodgson. Hodgson gives the hand out to the outer wing, and that's Donahue. Go up back to Jacks again. He's going to get him up. Can't mark it. But he'll pick it up, spin around, and go into the middle of the ground. He'll spin around again. Nearly taken, but he got a kick to the ball. Now East Geelong with the ball in the back pocket. It's kind of tapping in and out, and I think that might be on the full, is it?
No. Just got touched. It was unlucky.
Goodness me. They're playing volleyball down there in the back pocket. So they'll throw it in the back pocket for East Geelong.
Oh, 2 strong hands.
Tapped down by McLennan.
Cut it out.
No one can pick it up, but I think it's skate. And the umpire will ball it up, Dale.
Yes, he's going to do that. Inside there, 50. So McLennan has down there. Jarvis doing some work as well. Ball thrown up by the umpire. Jarvis, little hand on the ball, comes out, picked up quickly, kicked by Freeman, back towards the goal square. Troops there, can't to bring it in one-handed. Ball gets escapes him. He goes back now and tries to collect it again, does so. Goes round the body. I'll tell you what, that's not a bad attempt at goal. I'll tell you what, that has gone straight through. So Darcy Troop gets his name amongst the goal kickers. And Thomson, they are on fire. They have kicked 4 already in the first 6 minutes. They move to 11-7. East Geelong are 4-4. We have gone 6 minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, he's probably been a little bit down on his best Darcy Troop today, although he's been pretty strong. But that has to be a Corio Bay Health Care goal that they contend around the shoulder. And boys, you can say what you like about can East do this, can East do that, but at the moment it is over. They cannot win from here. There you go. I know we're a long way from home, but they cannot win from here.
Fair enough.
So back in the middle we go once again. Ball from the ruck contest again. Anderson tries to work his way out of there. He has been held on to, and it's not coming out. So East Geelong a little win there, I would think. Ball up quickly by the umpire once again. Jarvis out the back, and again this time it's Beards will tackle. Ball comes out. Anderson back in working hard once again. And again, umpire will come back a third time. That's where you need the third man up, but you're not allowed to do that anymore, are you?
No.
So the ball is thrown up. Both ruckmen hardly get a touch on it again from the contest. Again, it sitting within the middle of the ground. Donahue this time has the ball. He's not coming out. Umpire for the 4th time in his very short term. Ball out the back goes towards McIntyre. Handball only as far as Anderson, who puts boot to ball, goes back into their half-forward line very quickly. That's great work from Jackson McLeod. Spins on the right, looks up, has Cam on a lead. Has Troop on a lead, I should say.
Little beauty,
and he has taken the mark. So Darcy Troop, I don't know what you're worried about that extra 5 metres for, Darcy. I reckon you can kick that with your eyes closed. So Darcy Troop with a chance now to kick his second within a couple of minutes. And the 5th already for the quarter for Thomson.
Beautiful play, wasn't it? Jacko just attacked the ball fantastically, clean hands, and just put it out into space.
When blokes like McLeod do that, especially blokes like McLeod, that's what people come to the footy to watch, GDFL footy. That's local footy at its very, very best.
So Darcy Troop now steps in from about 40 out. He's given that print of elevation, puts his hand in the air.
goal.
He likes it pretty much. It's his second of the quarter. And the 12-4 Thomson. They move to 12-7. East Geelong 4-4, 8.5 gone. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard, Grub. The fat lady, she's well and truly gargled.
Well, I said that after the last goal because the most dangerous part of it is that there's still only 8 minutes into a quarter where they've got the win. Yeah, if they could hold them now, they're still about 8 goals down and can't win. So, I think Thomson can probably kick 3 or 4 more goals in this quarter and maybe go in 10 or 11 goals up at three-quarter time.
Well, the way it's going, mate, it could be more than that because there's no manning up.
No, and I spoke to Mitch at half-time and he said, Freeman and Troop, they're good, but watch out for Jarks. He's better than what you think.
Back in the middle of the ground, both rucks, Jarvis and McLennan go up. Now spilled out, I think Crombie's going to get straight onto it in the middle of the ground. Falls over, Lappin with the ball, little handball out to the outer wing. Is that Moorlaville? Back to Crombie. It's going to spill out, picked up by Thomson, so he'll just kick a booming ball up to half forward. Nearly marked by Troop. There's also McLeod, picked up by Thomson. Now comes out to East Geelong. It's not a great kick. Umpire, no, hasn't paid a mark. Now Thomson with the ball, and I think that is Tholburn. Not a great kick at all by Tholburn. Not at all, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So it'll be East Geelong free kick down there. I don't know who.
I think Anakin is still in front too, Grub.
Yeah.
Skate.
I don't think Cry are anymore. I think the scores were level last I heard.
Point the difference.
And your blokes were up on West too.
Just, 3 or 4 goals, I think.
All right, so Skate from the back pocket, just a little chipping ball, and is it Moorlaville?
And Winchard hit the front at Bannockburn
Now,
too.
Still
he'll
11 points up.
come back
Robbie.
this side and kicks it to Monaghan. He's a quick little play, Monaghan. He's going to have a look up the wing. Or will he go? He might go inside here.
He's got nowhere to
He's going to go straight up the wing towards us on the broadcast side. Maguire and McLennan both go up. No one can mark. Jarvis with the ball into the half forward. And that just out the back is Jarks. And McIntyre for East Geelong just did not go up at all. And Jarks out the back for 3 this quarter, I believe. Is that correct, Spider?
Will be. And just handed some knowledge by the Thomson. Well, that's fantastic by Lizzie. She's done a fantastic job there.
Well, she could have had a few more.
Anyway, bad luck. There's a couple of them on them.
As long as there's a red one there.
There's a red one. Go with your shoes.
Here he goes. Comes in now, Jacks. And I think he's kicked another one. Another goal to Thomson, and that takes him to 13-7 to 4-4. And they are really kicking away now, Grubby.
They are. And how many has Jarks kicked?
5.
He's kicked 5.
3 in 10 minutes this quarter.
You wouldn't believe it. The last thing I said to Mitch was, don't underrate Brent Jarks because he's got a couple of bags left in him. Well, one of them bags may well be today if he's already got the 5.
He's not that old, mate. So he got. Anyway, mate, scores. Winch 51, Bannockburn 40, Werribee 47, Giants 24, Baltbasel 16, Inverleigh 15, Anarchy 36, North Geelong 15. So must be half time there.
What was that score?
36-15.
That doesn't change sometimes, does it?
No, and Corio 41, Belmont 34.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. McLennan tried to get his way out of the contest, but Chard Anderson and also Jarvis were not going to let him get free. Umpire back to restart play with the ball up once again inside that centre circle. And again, McLennan tries to get the handball out. This time it's going to come out, but it's only to be picked up there by Huff. He goes quickly into the forward line, and Smith comes up and takes the mark. So Smith now, I don't know whether he thinks he's in range, but going back into the breeze. Zach Smith is going to look at his options. And that one at the moment seems to be that he's going to have a shot for goal. This will need to be a very good kick from Zach Smith. Whether he takes the bloke on the stand on the mark, but he decides to kick long. It will get to the goal square. Menzies is in front. Good spoil from behind. Ball comes out the front. Sheedy overruns it. Goes towards Beardsall. He picks the ball up. A little boot off the banana style and puts it through for the first goal for East Geelong and for himself. They are 5-4 to East Geelong now. They trail Thomson on 13-7. We have gone 13 minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I thought they might have blown their chances for that goal because when Smith went back, I don't know what you blokes thought, but I thought, you are kidding yourself, mate. You are not going to kick that far against the wind, and he didn't. But lucky the opportunity arose for young Beardsall, who has played a pretty good game for East, and it's good to see him get a goal because he's really played a good game today. But unfortunately, one is not quite enough. against it. They've got to get a few more now.
I don't think so. As we go back into the middle of the ground, Jarvis taps straight down. And here comes Anderson. Can't pick up the ball. He's going to get it down. It's going to be a ball up in the middle of the ground. Anderson's played a good second half out of the middle boys, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I thought he was a little bit down early because I know he's a really good player, but he's just going. He's just cruising.
Jarvis down again and might be lapping nearly off the ground now, but it's Anderson again. Picked up the ball, got a little kick up to half forward. Freeman's there, so's Troop. Picked up by East Geelong. Now they go out to the true centre wing. No one can mark and douse it. I don't think he's got a touch all day, douse it.
He's kicked the goal.
Oh, that's
Has he kicked the goal, has he?
That's a bit harsh.
Has he? Did he?
He's kicked the goal.
Oh, he did, because we said it's his 50th game. He did too. Well, that was his one kick for the day then. Just in front of the East Geelong interchange bench, and it'll be thrown in.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Horns going off here at Richmond Oval. Ball back in. And then Jarvis goes again. He gets roved his own ball. Could just be out of bounds straight in front of the change rooms. And it'll be a kick to Monaghan, is it? No, it'll be Skate.
Skate, yeah. He's been down a bit on last time we saw him. He was pretty good last time.
Against Belpo, still he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to go straight back up the wing. Looks like could be Jarvis. Can't mark. Drop down. Can't see. He's picked it up there. Now inside 50 for Thomson. Gives Jacks again. Going to get it. Can't mark. I think he can.
Wow. He's killing them.
He is.
He's going to go straight to full forward. No, can't mark. It's spilled off the ground now. He's Geelong back out to half back. Not a great kick again. And I think they'll throw it in just in front of the change rooms here at Richmond Oval. 13-7 to 5-4, third quarter. Thrown back in. Jarvis and McLennan in the ruck. Jarvis again, that's his fourth hit out disposal for the quarter. Umpire going to pay for a kick. It's holding the ball. Put his arms out there. Don't know if that was holding the ball, but now who's got that half out there at half back for East Geelong. Going to go straight up the wing again. Who's there? Who can mark it? No one can mark it. Spoiled down by Thomson. Picked up out there, and they're going to try and make their way forward, East Geelong. No one can mark. Now who's got that? I think it's Huff again. Huff goes backwards. He's going to have a look around. He's going to go straight into the middle of the ground. A very dangerous kick. Here's McLeod. But East Geelong, they do well. Now I think that's Troop. Troop's going to kick the ball off the ground, pick it up now. He's going to go back into play. Handball the ball to Freeman. Freeman's going to try and get it. It's a fresh area. There's King there. Picked up the ball. I think he was taken high. Yep. And he will get the free kick there, King. Half back on the broadcast side of the ground. And he's going to look to go inside the middle of the ground, is he? Don't know if that's the right option at the moment. He's going to come this way up the wing. No, Simons can't mark. It's a good tackle, though. Little kick by Lee. And that's going to be a ball up. A good tackle. And they will throw it up just in front of the scoreboard here at Auswide Plumbing and Civil Oval. It gets a tap down by Troop just about. No one can pick it up. Yeah, they can now, and they're going to go out through Monaghan. Now into the middle of the ground, and he is Dowsett. Here's my man. He takes a bounce in the middle of the ground.
Killing him, Dowsett.
He goes forward. Not a great kick there, Grubbs. Oh. And now out goes Salajan. Salajan, he'll go up to Anderson, who's got a bit of a run on if it doesn't go out of bounds. And here he goes, inside 50. Where's Jarks? He's not there. East Geelong pick up the ball, and I think that is Skate again. Had a few touches this quarter, and he's done a great kick there.
He's done the hammy, yep.
He's done his hammy. He's just twinged it.
Yep.
He's going to stay on.
A bit of cramp.
You'd hope.
What do they do? What are the umpires doing here? They're going to throw it in? Or?
You can't stay on if he's done the hammy. You just can't.
Well, you wouldn't have thought so, Grubby.
Mind you,
I don't think he can run.
A broken leg one day.
I'm sure you've done a lot of things, and you're a champion.
Well,
hey?
All you got to do is listen to me.
I'll listen to you. All right.
Love it.
All right, thrown back in. McLennan, last year's Whitley Millers, can't get the tap down. Kick out from East Geelong, and that's going to go out of bounds again, I think. And I think Salajan will take it. just in front of the East Geelong bench. So no one's really kicked a goal for the last 5 or so minutes. And as Thomson go forward, they've got a lot of dangerous forwards up there as we look in right now. McLeod and Jark's up there. So he's going to go straight up to Troop. Nah, can't mark. He's just going to spill out the back, going to tap it down, and here go East Geelong again. Can they clear it out? They will just, but it's going to go straight to Thomson. I think that is Donahue. Charlie Donahue kicks up. Yeah, that's a mark. Beautiful mark. And that is Thomson. He's just about straight in front of you.
Skates heading off for the boundary line
Yeah,
now.
I couldn't see him lasting.
He's hobbling off, yep.
Well, he tried again in the last contest, Grubby, and couldn't get there.
No.
Couldn't make it. So they're 2 down for the day by the look of it.
So Thomson, he'll kick to the Thomson end of the ground. Straight in front. Big number 12 comes in. I think he's just pushed it to the left. Yeah, he has. So it's going to be 13-8 to 5-4, and Dale, take it away.
I think he's watching the races. I don't know.
Melville is going to do the kicking in duties. So they're down some quality to start the game, and they've lost a couple more, I would think, today for a week or so.
That's what I'm worried about.
goes long outside. Ball at the half-back line, picked up by McIntyre, got the handball back inside. They've worked it nicely so far. They need to get the kick on the ball now, and they do so. They go back towards centre wing. Good spoil out there on the far side of the ground. And Thomson have done nicely to hold it up in their forward half. That was Sheedy making the attempt there.
Been very good off the halfback flank, Sheedy.
So he's thrown back in again by the umpire. Jarvis at front position. Freeman just flips it over the back, looking for Jarks. He can't take the ball cleanly. Lays the tackle. Umpire says, let's hold things up. So we're just going to have a ball up which will take place. It's about 40 out from goal. Again, Thomson attacking pretty heavily again in this quarter. Can does the ruck work out the back to Freeman. Freeman back towards the goal square. Ball bounces. I tell you what.
I think that could be the goal of the day, Grubby.
It's a goal.
Hey,
When things are running, things are running. So Thomson now to 14 goals, 8. They lead East Geelong 5-4, 21 gone. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
That's bounced against the wind.
Against the wind, Corio Bay Healthcare. Goal of the day contender, and it just keeps rolling on for the Tommy Tigers. And I just had a look. All right, don't worry about too much today with those injuries from East because they just can't win. But next week they got Inverleigh out at Inverleigh, and you would hope that some of these blokes are coming back and they don't lose these two for too long. Otherwise, they're 7 or 8 down.
So back in the middle we go again. Jarvis and all McLennan do the ruck work. At least the ball cleared that centre square this time. Picked up out there. McIntyre. A little bit of fancy work. Goes into their half-forward line. Mark not taken out there. They work the ball towards the half-forward line. Umpire says, well, he's going to let things go a little bit here. Smith was there. He was tackled, brought to ground. And again, umpire's got to stop things really shortly and does so. And there will be a ball up just outside the forward 50 for East Geelong. I think ball now thrown up by the umpire. McLennan gets the ball down. Back inside. Good tackle there from Plant. Umpires allowed things to go. Not too sure how the play got rid of the ball if it didn't do it incorrectly. Over the top, into the hands there. Bartel, I think it was, got the ball further afield. Picked up, they run the ball through. Picked up by Crombie. Goes outside to Dowsett. Dowsett has a look at the goals. Goes towards the square. In front, Ezard. Ball bounces. He lets it bounce. Now he goes after it. Ball runs towards the boundary line. And I would think the Thomson players will be happy enough to see it over, and that's what they've done. So we're going to have a throw-in which will take place about 20 around from the East Geelong goals.
I think it's time for Big Ezard to go to centre forward, Dale.
He needs to get out and up the ground a little bit further, I think, Spide. So the ball thrown in by the umpire. Again, the ball's allowed to hit the ground. Picked up out there. Handball comes out there with Young. Young got the ball out towards Plant. Plant looks up. Look towards McLeod. Ball gets over the back. And he's going to be able to pick the ball up. He does so now. Picked it up and put it down again. Picked up again this time. Cleared away by McDonald. Up over the top. Luong's there. He goes inside. Has a quick look.
Down,
I think
get
he did
up,
too.
Davey boy!
Goes into the hands of McIntyre. Let himself in and out of trouble. The handball was only just. Handball was okay. Got it away to Lappin. Lappin goes long into the forward line, but going across, mark has been taken, and this time it was by Jarvis. Jarvis gives the handball out very quickly. They go outside 50 again. Shooty needs a favourable bounce, didn't get it. King did. He was tackled. He actually got the handball away. Goes backwards. It's going to work out okay because they've got numbers back with McLennan. McLennan comes back inside to Lappin. He needs to pick the ball up. He's tackled. He's under more trouble than the white whale Moby Dick out there, and he's going to get pinged.
More strife than the early settlers, mate.
So it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to the Thomson side through Lee. He goes quickly into the half-forward line. Freeman didn't even go for the contest. Just waited out the back, kicked towards goal, and couldn't kick it straight enough. And now he has 4 for the afternoon. And Thomson to 14-9. So it's 14-9 Thomson. East Geelong 5-4. 24 gone. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I don't know what the rule is. That was holding the ball out there. I know he got a handball, but he's done a 360 and a half in the tackle. He held on to it for half an hour.
With a half pike and a...
Yeah, I just think he held on to it for too long. I know he got the handball away, but, gee, it should be an amount of time, shouldn't he?
Well, here we go. Back out to half back for East Geelong. Good mark by McLennan. The big number 29 is going to play on now. Goes straight into the middle of the ground through, I think it was Bartel. Now out to the outer wing. They've made the switch, so now they're going to have a look around. I think it's Menzies has got it just in front of the change rooms. He's going to look into the middle of the ground. Could be a dangerous kick. It might be. No one can mark. Was it a mark? No. Umpire calls play on, spilled out, picked up by Monaghan, gives a hand, they'll go back through McLennan. McLennan out to Dowsett. My man Dowsett. Now here we go, McIntyre. Back to Dowsett. They're running down the wing. A little chipping ball, no one can mark. I think that was Menzies.
It was.
Maguire and McIntyre scramble for the ball now, picked up by Mullerville, kicked inside 50. Jarvis is there. So is Lappin. Now Thomson go out straight up to Freeman rather. Freeman goes inside 50. Jarks is there in the pocket. He's marked it. Would you believe it? He's marked it. Rolls over, does a somersault, marks it in the pocket. Just in front of the netball court.
Just having a
Now that is the mark of the day, Grub.
Well, it's...
Could have broken his nose.
It is a contender. You got to say contender because there's been some good ones.
Could have broken his nose, that one, if it weren't wrong.
Well, Fairhaven Homes, mark of the day contender. But we've had a few of them today, but I reckon that one's in front.
I don't think we've had any today, have we?
I think that one was top of the list, I reckon, just about.
Only one we've had.
Beautiful kick by Freeman, and he got Jarks to do a somersault. So he comes in from the boundaries, going to go the drop punt, and he's missed it.
He's missed it after all that.
He's cramping, and you can look from his reaction, you knew that he missed it straight off the boot.
Corio 67, Belmont 34. Other games haven't updated, so I can't give you much else.
Well, what's going on? It's the worst website in the world.
It is 59 Winch, 52 Banno, so about the only ones that have updated.
Well, full back from East Geelong. They're going to come to this side now. Maguire's there. I think Menzies is there too. I think that's a mark in the pack. Beautiful mark, and I think that was Menzies. Hugh Menzies is going to look to the East Geelong change room side of the ground, and now they're going to run. Crombie just can't pick up the ball. It was a horrible handball. The umpire's going to pay a free kick. Don't know what it's for, but
Darcy Tripp knocked King over.
Fair enough. So Sammy King, the little fella, he's got no one really to kick to. All East Geelong players screaming for him. He's going to kick straight up to down the wing to half forward, but it is relieved by Thomson. Now their run is just impeccable with Plant. They're running in numbers here, but not a great handball. Push in the back from Crombie. I reckon it's going to be a free kick to Thomson. And they'll go back towards their forward 50. Here he is again, the man, Jarks, number 21. Right in front of the East Geelong crowd.
I asked for Ezard to go to centre 4, but he's playing loose man defence now.
Well, I think they might need him down there. Big tall fella. He goes up to Troop. No one can mark. Picked up by, well, it's going to be rushed behind. And it'll be 14-11 to 5-4 in this third term, Dale.
Yes, they've moved the score along pretty nicely in this third term. I think they've done enough anyway, but...
what do you think?
Yeah, just ball now kicked in, short kick, had to be good and was. Ezard comes up and takes the mark. It's made to earn it there by Sheedy. So there's a now little short chip across the ground. Will be okay. Mark taken by Monaghan. He plays on quickly. Goes out. Mulville. He's there. Had it, lost it, took his eye off the ball, went back and collected it, gave it to Beardsall. Beardsall on the right boot, goes back towards centre wing. Long's there, Bissett, interception. Needs to go back and collect it. Dowsett, nice off the ground, needs to pick the ball up, does so. Looking at his options, went back into Luong. He's got the handball now, goes back into the hands of Beardsall. Beardsall goes back. Watson Searle has a look, a little short kick, was along the ground, was cleared up and picked up there by Thulburn. Needs some help here because he's not too sure where he's running, but he's running too far, and I reckon by the way that ball's gone, will it stay in field? Yep, the wind's going to bring it back. So he's done nicely there, tap backwards. Mulville's there, picked the ball up, just handed the ball out into the hands of Luong. He gets it back. They're running through the contest. They've got plenty of run in their legs, but they're not going too far forward.
The umpire
And that's the kick. And it's going to be picked up there, picked up by Menzies, goes back inside into the hands of Crombie. Crombie now looks at some options, and they're all Thomson except for Dowsett, and he's going to take the mark. Now he's got no one to go with.
Has to settle.
Forward of that contest now. And the options are only 3 short blokes. Menzies has made his way back there now, so he's going to decide Dowsett to go long into the forward line. You would think Thomson will mark the ball because they've got the numbers back there. That's what's happened because Jarvis is standing there and he decides to take the mark and play on. He goes across the ground. Running player was Jacker. The siren sounds to end the third quarter. And at 3-quarter time, it is Thomson with a commanding lead. 14-11. They lead East Geelong 5-4. Goal kickers to this stage of the game. Jarks with 5. Daniel Freeman with 4. Troop 2. 1 each to McLeod, Cam and Hodgson. And goal kickers for East Geelong, all individuals. Beardsall, Smith, Lappin, Dowsett and Ezza. Take a short break, come back. Final quarter action here this afternoon. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Werribee Central's 8-11-59, and you got the Bellpost Hill one, didn't you?
That was
We 63 to 24, was it?
Yeah, 63 Bellpost Hill, Inverleigh 24.
So the Werribee game's pretty much up to date on the site. So the website says that it's 58 to 25. You said 59 to 25.
Right.
So that's pretty much up to date.
Well, that's the only one I'm concerned
Corio
about.
80, Belmont 36. And yeah, so Anarchy hasn't updated, Bellpost hasn't updated. We've got the scores though. So Bannockburn 52, Winch 59. So look, last quarter, the weather looks like it's rolling in. Hopefully it holds on for the next 28 or so minutes.
Well,
and,
that's only being selfish because you're only thinking about us because you're not thinking about the game because the game's over, isn't it?
I'm not thinking about the game, mate. It's just a long walk. My car's literally 15 metres away, mate. It's a long walk if it rains.
So who cares if it rains?
I want to get me brand new beanie. You'll get wet.
Get the grass growing, and because I tell you, obviously the object of the game in that third quarter was for East Geelong to come out and restrict Thomson as much as they could, keeping the win within maybe a 3 to 4, 4.5 goal margin, and try and peg that back with the win in the last quarter. But Thomson obviously had other ideas, and they were just too good with the win. They were brilliant in their disposals. They had Jarks up there running an absolute muck, and East Geelong just couldn't go with them. I know they're undermanned. I worry that they've lost 2 more, and they've got Inverleigh next week. So from going from flag forwards, they're actually in a little bit of trouble. But luckily it's only round 9, 10 and 11 coming up, and they've still got quite a few weeks to get their side back together, and I think you'll see a different side come finals. They can't win this one, but I think with the win what they have to do is just, and I know this sounds pretty easy, but you just kick as many goals as you can with the win. Keep fighting. You do not want Thomson to kick 3 or 4 against it in the last quarter. You've got to kick a few yourself and say, hey, we're undermanned, but we're still here and we're going to come hard.
Well, they've got to use the wind. They do got to use the wind in this quarter. Otherwise, it's just going to be a...
Far be it for me to throw out a really bad dad joke, but they've literally got to throw caution into the wind, don't they? They've just got to run and run and run.
Yeah, they've got to play just a bit of up-tempo, take-it-on football, and just to give themselves a half a sniff, because there's a few players out there that probably haven't got themselves involved in the game like they would have liked to have today.
Have you got the latest score
Of
Belmont and Corio?
80 to 36 is what I've got.
Well, I've got 75 to 36.
Well, yeah.
That's Cogsy texting me now.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. The site says 80 to 36, so
You'd think Belmont will be coming home with a win to try and peg back that lead.
it's a long way to come back. 44 points by the app, mate. So they got to kick 8 in the last and keep Corio scoreless.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, it could.
It could.
Footy's a funny game. You just never say never, but I don't think it's going to happen here. So
When you've only kicked 5 up to 3/4 time, mate, you're going to struggle to kick
it's a
8
big
in the last.
task. So the ball is thrown in the air, and East Geelong with some work to do, but it's going to be Plant that tries to get the ball out of the centre. Did so, got the handball to Anderson. So Thomson are going to go straight back into attack. He goes in long. McLeod in front. Got the good reach at it. Picked up their troop. Wanted to claim the mark. Umpire said no, it's already in the hands of Jacko McLeod. Let's have a ball up inside your 50. Let's set up again. And he will take the umpire with the ball and throw it back. McLennan back there already. Jarvis also. And again, I think they need to play apart from each other instead of start wrestling. Ball runs forward. Freeman gets a nice little tup, runs into goal and didn't finish like he would normally do. And Daniel Freeman has 4 goals, 5 for the afternoon.
Wow.
They get the first score of the last quarter, Thompson. It is a behind, and that took 39 seconds. So it's going to be kicked in. Mulville will be the player kicking in from the back. Full-back position. He has McIntyre in some space by himself. The option's down the ground. He goes back inside. Dangerous kick. Huff is there. And he decides to go quickly and down the ground. And that's a good use of the ball. Great kick outside. Marked out there by King far side. Got runners inside. Hasn't used them yet. Looking at his option. Dowsett's by himself. He's going to go short and over the top. I'm not too sure that was the greatest of kick. Dowsett couldn't pick the ball up. He's been picked up now. Cam had it. Was trapped with the ball. And there's going to be a ball up which will take place on centre wing, far side of the ground. Umpire lets Jarvis take McLennan out of that contest. Ball picked up by Anderson. I didn't mind him, mate. Haven't seen much of him, but he's been okay today. Picked up by Freeman, got the handball out the back. Went back towards Cam. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. Went back after it again. Got the handball over the top. Went back, looked for Anderson, but there was another tackle being laid, and quickly the umpire is coming in and taking possession once again. So the ball now from that contest picked up. McIntyre gets a handball out, goes to Watson Searle on the left boot, decides to go long into the forward line. Again, players just let the ball bounce. It sits pretty well where it bounced, comes out the back. Crombie it is. He's tackled. And again, umpire does the right thing and quickly comes in, takes possession of the ball. So just on the half forward line, or half. Ball is now thrown up by the umpire. McLennan, he goes after it, goes past the ball, picked up there by Jacker. Handball back inside to Anderson. Runners outside, goes in that direction. Tholburn got the hands of the ball off to Sheedy. Sheedy goes quickly into their half-forward line, but going back on hands and knees was Halmore. He got the handball over the top, ends up in the hands of Monaghan again. Monaghan goes back to Watson Searle. Watson Searle now on the left boot, back into their half-forward line. Bit too strong for Menzies. Bounced off the chest of a player there, and Salajan goes back inside to McIntyre. He runs on the right boot, delivers it into the full forward line. Good spoil from behind. The umpire's paid a free kick.
Holding.
It's paying a hold. It's going to go to Ezard, and Ezard will be the recipient of that free kick. So they need to get this one on the board.
I never understood, like, they were both holding each other.
They're really hard decisions to pay.
You just don't pay them.
Well, I never comment on them from here because the umpire's a lot closer. I can't tell, so I shut my mouth.
I could tell, but anyway.
Ezard comes in from about 20 metres out directly in front, kicks that goal, and that is a nice kick off the boot. He has got his second, I think, for the afternoon.
Correct.
And that will take East Geelong along to 6 goals 4. They trail Thomson 14 goals 12. 3 minutes gone. Final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard.
Yeah, if you want to take the game on, they haven't really done it. You know, the short chipping out the other side. You just got to go long. Back your tools and, you know, get it in as quick as you can. Give them a chance one-on-one, you know, or, you know, 2 out in the forward line. Haven't done it. They just want to bottle it up and I think save a bit of face. But at the moment,
I think it's their lack of quality key tall forward. The blokes that kick the goals normally are Watson, Searle and Smith, who are a lot shorter. Gee, I tell you what, they'd get a better run at it if they had a quality tall forward. They've been looking one for a while. I don't think they've had a big full forward since Lucas Murphy. He was a champion footballer too. But, yeah, they really need that.
All right, back in the middle of the ground after an East Geelong goal. Jarvis gets a tap down and picked up straight away by Plant. Falls over. Now here goes King. Just drops it on his boot. Now kicks it off the ground. Here goes East Geelong through Huff inside 50. He's a good kick, Huff. And he's kicked it straight to Zach Smith.
what a great grab that was.
Yeah. Not quite a contender, though.
Not quite a contender, but it was a good kick, good mark, and he's in the pocket straight in front of the East Geelong function room there.
That's got to be a pretty good mark if you're going to contend for the Fairhaven Homes mark of the day, the best in the business.
Well, here comes Smith in the pocket. Not a bad kick, but it's just going to sit in the air, and it's going to go through for a minor score, or it's going to go through. Oh, it's going to be a throw in, is it? On the full.
Out in the full.
On the full.
Yeah.
We got it right eventually.
Yeah.
All right, so Mick Barnett, who we haven't called much today,
Hasn't a lot to do.
from the back pocket. Yeah, you're right. He goes straight up to centre half back for Thompson.
Well, thank God
Dowsett
for that.
nearly marked the ball. Picked up by Sheedy. Going to be a free kick to Mitch Sheedy. And he'll play straight on and he'll go up to the wing. Not a bad kick. And it's going to be Hodgson with the ball. A beautiful mark there. Now they're out on the centre wing. Hodgson will go and kick on the right foot up to half forward. Just stays in the air and it's going to be a mark by Helmort. That wind's really keeping it up in the air, boys, and Helmort's going to go out to Dowsett. Dowsett takes a mark and goes up to half forward, and Menzies is there. Good mark by Menzies, a beautiful strong mark. He's going to play on and kick inside 50. He's looking for Rezard again.
That was a
Well,
hole.
there we go.
But I think Jack Bidsell kicks the ball into the behind post.
He can't play on now.
Well, he's played on Jacker.
It's got to come back. It's a point.
Well, he hasn't called it back. It's going to be played on.
You don't have to wait for the goal umpire to...
He hasn't. No, you do.
Well, I think you got to.
You do.
You got to wave the flags at
No,
least,
you
don't you?
don't.
No. But you can't just bounce off the post and keep playing.
Yeah, well, Jacker just took it and kicked it.
As long as the umpire calls all clear.
Which he hadn't because he couldn't have. It hit the post and bounced straight back to him and he took off. I can't believe they let him do that.
Well, they did, and it's going to be Thomson through Donahue. I think up to the wing. That's a strong mark. Or he's paid chopping the arms or something. Now we're going to go through. Who was
Watson
that?
Searle.
Watson Searle up to half forward. Now picked up by Smith. Dumped dump tackle holding the ball.
No, he's
No.
going to ball it up.
He's going to ball it up.
And I quite agree. I don't think there was much prior opportunity in that.
No, I'm with you, Grub.
So they're going to throw it up. Left half forward for East Geelong. It's going to be Ezard in the ruck. Gets a tap down. Picked up by Moolaville, was it? Now to Lappin. Now to McIntyre. Back to Moolaville. Inside to the middle of the ground, but Monahan's not there, and here goes McLeod. Just going to be all Thomson, really. No, it's going to be picked up by King. King inside 50. Can't mark. Now East Geelong again. There's Crombie. No, but it's going to be East Geelong again. They've lost it through Donahue, out to the wing. And it's a great kick to McLeod, but he couldn't mark it. Good tackle from East Geelong, and it's going to be a free kick to McLeod. They're going to play on. They're going to go straight up to half forward again. Can we get a mark here from Thomson? Yes, we can. Here they go again inside 50. Haven't gone inside 50 much this quarter. Is that Jarks? Yes, it is. It's going to be a throw-in in front of the Thomson bench. How long we got in this quarter? 7 minutes, just nearing on 8. Take it away, Dale.
So ball now to be thrown in by the umpire, half-forward line. Again, as we said, Thompson's now into their attacking end. No, Ruckman gets hand on the ball. Picked up there Hodgson, tried to work his way through the contest, got rid of the ball. Not too sure it went back to his teammate, but the ball's been held up again. Umpire will come back in, this time a ball up to take place. So if he's thrown up now, umpire does that quickly. Out the back, ball comes. Again, sitting over it. Now there's a free kick being given. I'm not too sure who.
Trailing umpire again.
Yep. So it's going to be played on now. So McIntyre with the ball goes across the ground. Watson Searle missed that player. So Thomson now with some numbers back with the contest. Picked up out there by Lee. Got the handball away to Sheedy. Sheedy into Anderson. Anderson looks up, goes long into the pocket. Players lead out there. Jarks let it go for his teammate, and that was nicely done because Freeman comes in and takes the mark.
I think the second grab might have been over the boundary line.
Did he? I think he paid it, didn't he?
But there's no umpire anywhere near it.
He's here, just in front of us.
Yeah. So
There is another boundary up near the behind post.
Yeah, he is too.
yeah, well, what's he doing up there?
Well, he's waiting for the ball to be shot at goal.
Mind you, that's only from here. I'm not saying he didn't mark it.
So the kick inside is okay. Mark will be taken out there, and this time Jackson Sheedy will go back and kick towards goal.
One thing's impressed me about Freeman is he's always looked for a better option.
Yeah, he does. He does.
It's just fantastic.
And I tell you, the other thing that'll impress me, if he gets
He's
off
injured.
the ground and stays off, you don't want to aggravate any injury to the kid who's had a lot of injuries. So get off, have a spell, go and have a shower, son.
So Sheedy now lines up. He
It's gonna
allows
come
for
back.
the breeze.
It's going to come.
No, it won't. Get this through for a minor score. His first
came
score of the
back.
afternoon.
That's the
13 now for the Thomson side, 6-5 East Geelong. We've gone 10 minutes, final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard, and it's going to be Melville that will kick it in.
She's they're the best in the business in their field too, Morris. Go and see Martin Carter.
So the ball now long, straight down the middle of the ground. Ball gets out the back, waiting for it is Bissett. Read that nicely off the contest. He was tackled very quickly there by Menzies. Umpire says, let's have it back with myself.
It's hardly had a kick, Bissett.
First half he was in there.
Marty
Second
Bagley.
half.
Yeah, I know you are.
Second half he's been a little bit quieter, but the ball back definitely thrown at this time. Jarvis puts boot the ball, takes it back into their half-forward line. Again, East Geelong now with a chance to move the ball forward. Out wide, Daleset leads in the race for the ball. Again, he runs past the ball, picked up by Sheedy. Picked up again, this time Thomson got some numbers out the back. They go that way to Salajan. Salajan went back to the boundary line, back in the hands of Sheedy. He lobs it over the top, back into the hands of Anderson, and he kicks round the body and goes back into their forward line. Good lead-up mark, and that was taken by Cam. So Cam now, look at the options across the ground. A dangerous kick. Watson Searle had to sit over the back, but it was nicely done there by Bailey Young. Young now takes the mark. He goes quickly into their forward line, coming through. Boiler's spoiled. Gets through the contest, picked up there. Anderson doing a lot of work getting up the ground to the contest. Kicks back into their forward half or the full forward position. Gain ball not clean there. Oh, that was a bit dangerous there. Free kick had to go to East Geelong. And it will be Lappin that will get up and take possession of the ball.
Ben Melville very slow to get to his feet.
So the handball comes out. They're going to put themselves under a bit of pressure here. Austin Melville now with the ball. He gives the ball back into the middle of the ground. But numbers again back with the Thomson side. Salajan. He has been good. Takes the ball outside. Running player. He's got someone out there, and it was Young. Got the handball away. Went back to Bissett. Bissett on the left boot. He goes into their forward line. mark has been taken. Thought I heard a whistle then, but must have been nothing. Ball back inside, kick towards Sheedy, went over the back, not picked up out the back though. Cam leads in the race for the ball, but went into the hands of Donahue. Donahue puts the ball back into the half-forward line. Good, strong, small from behind. Donahue taps the ball back, went past Sheedy, into the hands of Smith, who was waiting for it. He decides to go long. Out the back is Ezard, best situated here, and he will take the mark and go back and have a shot at his third.
Fantastic kick that was by Smith. Just, as I said earlier, the one-on-one contest, right spot, ball's going to carry that bit longer. It was disappointing up the other end here. Thomson, all their blokes, their forwards are playing behind. Can't do it when the ball's going to drop short.
No, well, that's what East were doing early too. You've got to be in front against the wind.
Absolutely.
Then again, someone has to be.
Ezard comes in, kicks a goal, 25 out, and he's dragged it across and through for a minor score.
Not many are gone that side of the post today.
No, 6-6 now to the East Geelong side, 14-13 to Thomson, and we have gone almost 13 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
So here we go. Just not a great kick in, and East Geelong get a swoop on the ball, and it's going to be kicked straight back to Salajan, I think, is it? He's going to come this way to Anderson. And on to the broadcast side. Leading up to the ball is that Cam or Troop?
Cam.
It's Cam.
What a great grab.
Beautiful mark. That was Austin. Austin Mullerville. He's going to kick up to Beardsall. Oh, can't get the mark spoiled by Anderson. But they'll both go at the ball. Beardsall. It's going to be a ball up, I reckon. Ball up just in front of the East Geelong scoreboard. On the broadcast side of the ground and half forward for East Geelong. Clennon and Jarvis. McLennan gets a tap down. There he goes, Monahan. Gives it off to Huff. Huff is going to go inside 50 on the right. Boot kick a high ball to full forward. No one can mark. Yes, they can. Yes, they certainly can.
Well,
Ezard
make up
can mark.
your mind.
Well, I made up my mind now. Ezard's taking the mark. Grubster.
Grubster. The only two games updating. Bannockburn 73, Winch 65. Corio 86, Belmont 36.
Wow.
Ezard steps in.
Has he kicked it? I think he has. So they will go 7-6 to 14-12 in the final term. We've got 14 minutes gone, and got some nice words for that goal, Spider, or Grubs?
Well, not just for the goal, but for the fact that they're fighting on. I know they got the wind, and I think Thomson have taken the foot off the pedal a bit, because I think they've got Bannockburn next week, which will be a pretty big game for them. They've taken the pedal, but they're doing what they've got to do, East. They knew they couldn't win the game at three-quarter time, and as I said at three-quarter time, the idea is to keep fighting, keep running and running and running, kick some goals, and when you look up at the scoreboard at the end of the day, it might only be 5 or 6 goals. You think, gee, we didn't play well enough, and we're only 5 or 6 down. So they've got to keep fighting, and that's exactly what they're doing at the minute.
Werribee 71, West 37.
So the ball from the middle of the ground, picked up, Plant gets a handball out, goes back to Donahue, goes across the ground, Salajan. He did that nicely. Don't know how he got out of trouble there, but he releases the ball, goes outside, goes into their half-forward line, or wing, didn't have the depth on it. Ball picked up there again, this time by Watson Searle. He goes back, and Salajan just sitting back filling the hole. He gets the ball and goes out wide towards Bissett. Will take the mark. And he's on true centre wing. So
kick it to a Thomson player this time, mate.
Anderson has the ball. He plays on.
He's
goes
a legend,
short,
isn't he?
and he goes short, and that was a great kick because the mark has been taken out there this time by Lee. Lee now goes further afield. Cam best positioned. He's in front. Troop came over the top, picked up by Crombie. Crombie gave the handball away. It's going to come back because there's Thomson players everywhere. Beardsall's pushed himself up. Picked up there, Bissett. We've got some options now. Puts boot to ball, goes back into their half-forward line. Cam couldn't trap the ball. Mulville did that nicely. Went for the 1-2, but the handball wasn't good. Went to Sheedy. Sheedy handballs over the top. He's going to set something up. No, he's not, because they've got some numbers back. East Geelong finally. Ball is going to come out again. Picked up there, and again, it's going to be kicked around the body by Cam. Back towards the goal. How will it bounce? In the goal square. A lot of pressure back there. East Geelong will be happy just to clear it, and that's what they do. They put boot to ball. Goes back outside their half half-forward line. Anderson's there. He turns the ball back inside forward 50. Mark taken, not paid, says the umpire. Long had the ball, goes back inside. It's run through the middle from Lappin. Lappin goes to King. King to Dowsett, and Dowsett now from the half-back line goes Long, looking towards Smith. He's up early. Used his body, but Maguire was first to recover. Kept his feet. Handball goes out the back. They've worked hard. O'Halloran got the ball back through to Jarvis. He's done nicely. He was pushed in the back. Umpire agreed. And some umpire said no, he was actually being held onto. So free kick either way. So the kick will go to Jarvis. So he can now slow things down for Thomson. Get some air back in the lungs. He goes out long and wide. Goes looking for Sam Jacker. Up one-handed. King stayed there. He got the ball tackled by McLeod. Ball is been, it's actually been released, so it comes out the back. Went back towards Hodgson. Hodgson fed the ball back towards Jacker on centre wing. Able to turn his player and run and go back into the half-forward line. Jark's out in front. Had the first hand on it. Back inside was Donahue, I think. But the ball is going to go back to the umpire because it's gone over the boundary line. So as we get over 17 minutes in this final quarter, it is 14-13 to Thomson. East Geelong are on 7-6. Again, Ruckman go at it. Cam pushed underneath the ball. Out the back it comes. It's going to end up there in the hands of Lee. Got the handball out. So Thomson again back into their half-forward line. McLeod in front. Mark wasn't taken. Both players working hard at ground level. McLeod jumps on top of the ball. Needs to get it out or he'll be pinged. Umpire circles and says, yes, you have held the ball in. Free kick will go to the defence of East Geelong. They get the ball, Helmer, I think it might have been. Quickly goes outside to McIntyre. He did take a couple of steps, been asked to play him by the umpire. His only option out is backwards, and he goes back to Mulville, and he will take the mark. So Austin now, he's going to kick short. Kick was had a bit of pace on it, but they've got some numbers around. Picked up out there by Simons. He gives the handball away. They go back inside. Long, he's there, and he takes the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. Goes into Long. Salajan just roaming the back half as he pleases at the moment. Kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Anderson going back with a flight. Good mark. Good mark.
Great grab.
And that hurt both of them, I reckon.
I reckon so.
Taking the wind out of the sails. Hope it's not another Paddy Dangerfield.
Ooh, wasn't that innocuous?
Well, I didn't even think he'd hurt himself until he got off the ground. But
well, I think Anderson's all right, but I think Luang's a bit
I thought it was a bit of a
worse for wear.
yeah.
I thought it was like a corky in his hip the way he got up. And next thing he's in hospital.
Yeah, but he was the one that initiated the contact and still didn't protect himself properly.
Yeah.
They don't teach kids to protect themselves when going for the ball these days. He could have ironed him out if he did it properly. And fairly, but I think he only winded himself. But you've got to protect yourself if you're going to initiate the contact.
Horrible feeling having the wind taken out of your sails, isn't it?
Yep. Both players are up anyway. They're both holding up their heads above their heads.
And Vincent Long's breathing in deeply, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sucking in some big ones too. So it's going to be Anderson. Haven't minded his game today. As I said, haven't seen much of him, but he's been...
His second half's been good.
Yeah, he's been told he's been a good player, and I've seen every bit of that this afternoon, I reckon. So the ball now quickly into their half-forward line. McIntyre again reading the ball nicely. Handball comes off. He was looking to get the ball back to Mulville. He didn't take it cleanly. I think that Freeman back out in the ground grub, so he must be travelling all right again.
I wouldn't
out
do
to
that.
McIntyre. McIntyre back to Monaghan. Monaghan now gets the ball. Jeez, there's some pressure down there in the forward line. Umpire said there's a throw, and it's going to be paid to Thompson. I thought he got a good handball
Don't know
away.
about that.
But,
that was Monaghan, wasn't it? Against Monaghan?
I
Yeah.
Don't know about that.
I just watched it on the screen. That was a clear handball.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's Angus Lee now with the ball, and he is inside 50, and he can go back. Now, again, I don't think he's got the distance in him checking back into the breeze, but he could tell me that I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
well, you've coached plenty, Dale, so, I'm backing you in here, buddy.
I think he's looking for some short options just quietly. So Lee now will kick from just outside 50. Loads up, goes long. Got good distance on the ball. The ball will go across the face of goal. And the other one that went for it was Tim McLennan. He takes the mark and plays on, goes back to the pocket. King in some space by himself. His game's got better in the second half. Handball goes over the top to Mulville. Got around the player coming in. Went to Dowsett. Dowsett feeds the ball over the top to Beardsell, and Beardsell puts boot to ball. Goes long and deep and wide and out of bounds, and the full free kick goes to Thomson, and that will be by Mitch Sheedy. So 21 gone, final quarter. It is 7-6 East Geelong, 14-13 to the Thomson side.
So Sheedy goes straight into Salajan there. He's had a good last quarter this quarter, but a horrible kick. As soon as I said it, he's had a horrible kick. Crombie picks up the ball, turns around his man, gives it off to Dowsett. Dowsett goes out to Menzies. Menzies picks up the ball now. They want to try and get inside 50. Here goes Beardsall. Beardsall, oh, not a great handball to Crombie. Crombie picks it up. Take it without the ball, no. Well, he's paid a free kick to Thomson.
For dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball. So it'll be Mick Sheedy with the ball. And he is, well, he was going to switch and go backwards, but now he's going to go up the wing. Not a bad mark over there from Plant.
Oh,
Smothered, beautiful smother by Monaghan. Picked up again by Monaghan. Don't know what happened there. Now Thomson pick up the ball. Through Sheedy again out up to the wing. Beautiful strong mark, and I think that is McLeod out there. Yes, it is. Jackson McLeod goes down the wing again. No, he can't mark, but it's picked up again by Troop. Troop just sends a very high ball, and he punched his own ball. Spills down to half forward for Thomson. Picked up by East Geelong. Can't see who it is, and he kicks into the middle of the ground. It's Lappin. Lappin's going to come over to who is that?
Watson Searle.
Watson Searle here, and he's going to kick out to our wing, and the wind took that, and Beardsall takes it. Big number 1 goes into the middle of the ground, and there is Smith. Smith is going to run out the back, go for goal or go kick to Dowsett. Dowsett's on his own just about. And he kicks straight into the middle of the ground, and Crombie. He finds Crombie.
Geez, that kick should have hit him on the chest, Dowsett, and she was all over.
Well, it was just about dangerous there.
Yeah, and I tell you another thing too. I think they may well have given or put Jard Anderson in mothballs for the afternoon. I think he might have gone off and probably stay off.
I think he's earned it. He's had a great second half.
Yeah, he struggled in the first half a bit, but I didn't see much in the first half, but his second half's been terrific.
The man going for goal, Crombie, had a beautiful first half, and he will push it to the left.
Oh,
Hit the post. He will hit the post, and it'll be a kick out from Thomson.
I think Anderson started on the halfback flank, Grubby. When he went in the middle after half time, it's been sensational.
Yeah.
Him and Zach Plant in the middle have been
Plant's been terrific. In the first half when they needed him in the pack.
Yeah.
So Bissett from full back, but he's going to get it back again at full back.
He wants his stats up, isn't it?
Well, the first one didn't count.
He's going to go back out to half back, and that's not a great kick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a throw in. I reckon they'd pay deliberate out of bounds.
No, it's going to be. It's coming out in the full, mate.
Laying it full.
So who's got it out there? Is that Menzies? It is.
Yep.
Menzies at centre half forward for East Geelong. Just a high ball. It's not a great kick at all. And it's going to be marked by Jacka, former captain, former coach.
Not a bad kick at all. I've got a better adjective for it, but I'm not going to say it.
Well, I wouldn't say
Shit.
it. He's going to go up to the wing. McLeod's there. He's going to pull out a free kick. And that's going to be a free kick to McLennan. What was that for, Spotter?
I have no idea.
No
Maybe
idea.
run on contact. I don't know.
Darcy Troop just grabbed the hold of him.
I was
Fair
looking
enough.
forward.
McLennan into the middle of the ground, and there is Mullerville. That's Austin. Austin going to go inside 50 again. They've got better getting inside 50 this quarter. Menzies is there. Can't mark. Spills out the back. It's going to be a throw-in in the full pocket for East Geelong. We have gone 24 and a half minutes. Final term.
Yes, the ball now to be thrown in by the umpire. He's about 10 metres around from the behind post. East Geelong need to do some forward work here. Menzies doing the ruck work. Ball comes out of that contest, runs back towards the boundary line. Again, it's Monaghan. No, it was Crombie that actually had the ball,
40.
and the umpires let it go, and the ball says it's going back over the boundary line. We're going to have another throw in by the umpire.
I've got a question for you, Smithy.
What's that?
Bannockburn or heater?
Probably the heater. Ball thrown back in. Nice warm bowl of soup, grabbing something to eat. And yes.
I knew that this morning when you said it. Don't worry about that.
Well, it's a bit dark out the back there. I might have to get home and lock the chooks up yet. So umpire will be out to restart play once again on the forward 50. Again, still East Geelong's attacking end of the ground. Ball comes from that ruck contest out the back, went toward Crombie. Crombie gets the handball out the back, goes to King. King quickly back into their forward line. Numbers back there with the Thomson side. Maguire, bang, just takes the ball back over the boundary line. It will be another throw-in which will take place.
Final score, Bannockburn 10-14-74, beat Winch 9-12-66.
Not a bad game out there then.
Yeah.
Pariah 99, Belmont 50.
Wow.
No, the scores are updated.
So ball with East Geelong. We want to know the Thomson. No, we want to know the Anarchy one. That's the one we want to hear. And it's Bissett that emerges with the ball from that contest. Goes back towards centre wing. Cam has the ball. Again, he couldn't take clean possession of it. McLeod's in there working again. Picked up out there this time. I reckon it was Hodgson that had the ball. He's been held up. But the umpire says that's enough. The siren has sounded, which will end the game here this afternoon. And Thomson will run out easily. Winners 14-13-97. 7-7-49 to East Geelong. For the visitors today, Brent Jarks with 5. Daniel Freeman, 4 goals, 5 for the afternoon. Darcy Troop, 2, 1 each. Jackson McLeod, Jordan Cam and Mitch Hodgson. And for East Geelong, it was Caleb Ezard with 3 and 1 each to Beardsall, Smith, Lappin and Dowsett. Take a short break. We'll come back and we'll run through everything that's happening here this afternoon. Hopefully have some final scores from around the ground and we'll try and work out where we're going next week. And this great game of football. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Coming in hard.
You going to head off, mate?
I'll bet up.
Got a score?
So mention it. I'll head it off. But yeah, I'll bet it off because otherwise everyone drives up to dig
How long we go?
Special tickets
What pub do you work
in Fairfield. 3 minutes out of the city.
Thanks, mate.
I'm in the pub game myself.
Hey?
I'm in the pub game myself.
Yeah, well,
What do you got for a scrub?
it's good, but it's no.
About 3 minutes to go. North Geelong are 8 points down.
Shit.
Wow. Who's that?
Habs, he goes, I'm not saying nothing about umpires.
I better head off, boys.
No worries,
Otherwise,
mate.
I'm
Right,
going to be fucking late.
I reckon you got Cameron covered, didn't you?
But I will see you next week.
Coming next week?
You want to rubber both away, are you?
Yeah, I got my granddaughter's first birthday next week.
Sorry?
I might go
What have you got?
my granddaughter's first birthday.
Fucking hell.
I might go to Dale's place. I'm in Bannockburn. I'll go put the chooks away for you, mate.
The chooks up here.
All right, well, I'll see you two gentlemen next week.
No worries, mate.
Alrighty.
We'll
Are
let you know.
you here next week?
No.
You're not here either, huh?
I don't know. Depends how it goes in the next 20 minutes.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, mate. Thank you.
Is Cameron available next week?
No. Right. So we might have an imaginary special comments man.
We might have an RDO.
He might have a day off.
All right.
Right, mate.
And back here at Richmond Crescent, where we seen Thomson run out convincing winners 14-13-97, defeating East Geelong 7-7-49. I know you mentioned Grubb before the game. We're talking about the Jarvis versus McLennan battle. It didn't really amount to much, did it?
No, look,
I think it did. I really think it did. I'd say I'd give the honours to Jarvis Just. It was a pretty close battle. But East Geelong are used to getting the first use of the ball every time because he's been such a fantastic player, McLennan. And with Jarvis being just as good as him, he couldn't give him the ball today as much. He did it a little bit early, but I just think they're used to getting that magnificent delivery out of the ruck. And Jarvis is just good enough to make sure that McLennan didn't. Not that he, beat him all hands up on the day. A matter of fact, it was pretty close. But the fact that they never got that first use of the ball really hurt them bad, especially early.
I reckon a lot of the balls went over their heads and hit the ground before they got
I would have given it a 0-all draw.
the umpires would have won it.
They would have been better to play with a shorter bloke in the middle, I reckon.
Yeah, they negated each other. I don't know how many times they threw up and the ball bounced in the middle of them because they were wrestling and all that.
Each other.
And I think that was to Thomson's advantage because McLennan does hit the ball to fast-running players, whereas Jarvis gets it and blokes like Plant and that are strong on the ground, but probably lack just that little bit of pace. And I think the way that went, it did favour Thomson, but it didn't matter because Thomson played them up. Don't worry about having a few blokes out now. We all have that. I know they were 5 really, really good players, and they lost 2 during the game. But you've got to give credit to the way Thomson played. They attacked it all day. They kicked goals at both ends of the ground, and they were significantly better than East Geelong all day.
Yeah, well, that's probably what cost Zach Plant at North Shore, just that lack of pace. But, this sort of style of footy probably suits him. Just breaks the game open, gets it on that left foot and sends them long into attack.
Well, it does here, but I think that's why you'll find it. Blokes like Anderson, who are good players but without tons of pace, they really can't have those 2 blokes at the centre bounce too often, especially at St Albans, because you can run at St Albans. And I think that's why you'll find Anderson started down back and then came into the game as Plant went wide. But, look, they're a very good side. We've had a look at their forwards. Their forwards can really kid you. They've got Troop in the air, and they've got
Cam in the air.
Cam in the air, exactly. That full forward when he goes there. And you've got on the ground, you've got Freeman and Jarks, but Jarks is pretty good in the air one-on-one. He uses his body. He's got a lot of experience. They've got a devastating forward line, especially when you throw in Jackson McLeod at full flight. They've got the forward line to really die for, and their backs with Maguire and Jacko and all that, their defence is good. Jarvis is as good as McLennan has been one of the best ruckmen in the comp. So, they've got the full complement, Thomson. And the only thing I think can stop them is maybe their pace on a big ground at St Albans. But, gee, that's a long way away yet, of course. But they're a good side.
The battle I enjoyed today was the Charlie Donahue versus Ben Crombie out in the wing. That was an absolute cracking duel.
It was. I think for a long time they ran wide of each other.
Yep.
Right, so they didn't actually play one-on-one, and they ran wide of each other. I've got no doubt Crombie won that battle in the end.
Well, if they had to kick 2 straight instead of 2 points, he would have won it, yeah.
Yeah, I think possession-wise he was probably a fair way ahead of him as well. But Donahue played a pretty good game. He's got that piece of the puzzle for Thomson of pace. When you're talking about Plant and Anderson, you throw the fella in there, he gets in there and he's quick. Donahue's quick. He's probably not quite having the year he had last year, but he's still a damn good player.
Absolutely he is. All right, moving forward, lads. Obviously, losing 2 more players today hurts. Each Geelong. They got Bannockburn next week, or Inverleigh next week.
They got Inverleigh, and I think Thomson have Bannockburn.
Yeah, Inverleigh might have got beaten today by the Hill. I don't know because the scores haven't updated.
Looks
but
like
I think
it was. Yeah,
40-odd points up was the last score we heard. So if someone's got them, can they please text them through?
Unless they kick 6 or 7 with the wind, if they had it.
Well, wind been blown across at Belpo still, mate. So there's probably only 10 minutes into the last quarter up there, mate. 48-minute quarter coming up. Look, for me, there were some positives, I suppose, from East Geelong. I mean, undermanned, yes, but I thought John McIntyre's game was very, very good down back, same as Helmore. So their back line is holding together, but the weight of possession coming in makes it really tough.
Well, look at Sammy King. He gets bloody... Finishes up, he gets Jarks and Freeman for a while, then gets McLeod, the poor bugger.
He got about 6 free kicks and 5 of them for 2 eyes. He doesn't stop going, he didn't stop at all. I think Monaghan was good in patches, probably went a little bit quiet. Simons, who we didn't know anything about, started off really, really well for him. But the Austin Mulville, I think, was probably their best, from my point of view. I thought he was very, very good. But again, when he wins the ball, there's nothing to kick to because they're good players through the middle and not there.
Yeah, I don't know. I see the game differently. I thought he struggled. I thought his kicking was terrible. But before you go on, a big thanks to Sean Jervis, mate. You never miss a trick. Thanks very much.
Shawnee, what a
From
champion.
Customer service at Premix King, your beauty at Corio Bay Senior College. 25 minutes into the last quarter, Bellpost till 11-12-78, Inverleigh 7-8-50. Thanks, mate.
Yep, he's sent the same message to me, so thank you very much, Sean. Really appreciate it. All right, lads, the important part. Get on to the 3-2-1.
This will be a bun fight, this, because I know what Smithy's going to do. I know what he's going to do.
Well, how about you go first then, Bucketmouth?
Right. I gave one vote to Plant. I thought when the game was to be won, he was there winning it for him.
Yep.
I gave 2 votes to Jacques for 5 goals and probably could have kicked 7 or 8. I thought he was fantastic. And I gave 3 votes to who I think was easy the best man on the ground, Ben Crombie from East.
3. Dale?
I've given 1 vote to Jacques for his 5 goals. Thought it was not only these goals he kicked today, but there's little bits and pieces he does in the forward line just to free up a little bit of space behind for players marking the ball. We gave 2 votes to Salajan. Thought his game across the half-back line today was as good as I've seen.
And you've given 3 votes to Jard Anderson.
And I'm giving 3 votes to Zach Plant. I think his game this afternoon was as good as a game as he's played. As I said, he's a good player. He knows how to find a ball. He knows how to deliver a ball. He can get a ball out, and he uses it most times. So I reckon he's a good player.
That's pretty close.
Hey?
That's pretty close. We've both got 2 in there.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So
I couldn't give Benny Crombie enough because he wasted a bit of ball today.
Well, his kicking wasn't good, but they kept going to players, though. He didn't kick it to other players.
didn't kick it to himself either, did he?
No, he didn't punch his ball either.
Well, I get the fun bit, do I? I gave 1 to Brent Jacques. I thought, I know he kicked 3 of them in quick succession in the third quarter, but it's just given a lesson how to play the forward line, I really thought. I gave 2 to Crombie. While he may have wasted a little bit of ball, he had plenty of it. So I think on the balance of what was right, his better possessions outweighed his bad ones. And I gave 3 to Zach Plant. I just think he broke the game completely open. As I said, he likes it in close, likes it in tight, and just burst through. And they just couldn't lay a hand on him. Even when they got to him, he just broke it away, and then he probably had 20 clearances for the day. So that makes him our
certainly does
player of the day with 7 votes. Crombie with 5, Jacques with 4, and Stephen Salajan with 2. Next week, lads, I'm not here, so I won't be going anywhere. Unless you go to Bannockburn, I can duck down from my granddaughter's first birthday and have a look.
Well, I think they play at Thomson, don't they?
Yeah, they do, so you can't go to Thomson. The games next week, lads. This is what we've got. Inverleigh East, Geelong at Inverleigh. Belmont versus Geelong West at Belmont. North versus Winch at North. Corio Belpo still at Corio. Werribee Anarchy at Werribee. Thomson Bannockburn at Thomson. That is the 6 games next week. So, what do you want? Where are you looking ahead? It's absolute crickets.
Yeah, because you just know where I want to go.
Yeah, I know you want Anarchy.
I can go down to Anarchy. I mean, I can go down to Werribee. It doesn't worry me.
No.
If you don't do it past Blaze Day, that's fine.
Yeah, well, did they win today, Anarchy?
Well, close. I don't know. I haven't got a score yet, so if someone is out there listening, can they please let us know? Was it 8 points with 3 minutes to go?
Where's Sean Jervis when you need him?
At Belpostel, where he goes. Looking at the scores, Corio 111, Belmont 69. This game obviously is what it was. The in-progress score of Werribee 71, Geelong West 45.
No, that's over. That's over.
That's the only scores we've got. The Belpo still score, obviously, we knew. Anarchy still 36 to North Geelong 15, but that game will be over by now. But, lads, I'll leave it in your capable hands because obviously I won't be there. So, where are we going? So the studio know.
Where I'm going.
And our listeners know.
Well, I'm happy. We can go and do Werribee past Blaze Day. Don't worry me. We're going to Werribee.
Werribee versus Anarchy next week, mate, at Werribee, because Grubby loves his past players' day. He'll have at least 1 beer and be entertaining for everybody.
How many?
So that'll be where they're going next week. Werribee past players' day. We're very light on for crew next week, so we're doing the right thing by Grubby so he can enjoy his day.
Well, at least Bailey will be halfway to work.
Well, he will be, yes. All right, that's it.
Yep, 10-11-71, 6-9-45, Werribee West. That's the final score.
Oh, it was the final score. So that's the score that's on the app. So love to get a score from the
Oh,
Yankees.
I'd
That's
love
it.
to get the Anarchy score before we go.
That's just a
Hang on.
bit of a disappointment now. West, they're just about shot now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are. I'll see if I can get the final score, mate. See where we go.
Yeah, I still had hopes for West. I really did, but they're gone. Oh, no.
Who's ringing you?
Oh, no. Yes,
Who is
Mr. Whitley. Anarchy
won by 7.
I don't know their theme song.
Mr. Whitley, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. I was just about to text Heath and see what he's going to tell me, but he'll be too busy celebrating right now.
I tried to ring him, but he didn't answer.
He's not
That's
going to
probably
answer.
why.
Thanks very much, Nev.
He
So-
might be opening the bar up tonight. I
So
reckon.
we've got where are we playing an inform Anarchy?
Oh, there you go.
That's the round next
There you
week.
go.
Well, I didn't give him a chance. Not with the players
That
coming back into their
is
side, but there you go.
amazing.
The show.
Yeah, Digger Pope's just sent me Anarchy by 7 points, mate. Thank you, Digger.
And I'll tell you another thing. Paints on hashtag last week.
Yes,
Anarchy will win a game, and
Picked
we
him.
pretty much hoo-ha'd him.
he picked them today.
There you go.
He's in Lilydale.
There you
There
go.
he is. There we go. I tipped this. I just got the message then.
He's like Butch Gale and Mike Williamson. I tipped this, but hey, he
did.
So good on you, Paints. You're a
He's,
champion, son.
but he also picked East Geelong, so that stuffs him up.
No, he didn't know.
All right, gents, thank you for a lovely day. Steelo in the studio, the crew here that have kept us on air all day, which is unusual. Dale, Grubby, enjoy your evening, Dale, in front of the fire with the chooks.
Yep.
Grubby, you enjoy
That's
the
right,
drive
man.
back to the highway.
Oh, we got a picture.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
all
much.
for tuning in. You've been listening to The Pulse, your home of local football.
9,
Thanks,
12
Steelo.
to 7, 17.
7-17. Thank you. Get on you, mate.